myself. Sorry. Ignore me. Hello. Mike's as always, talking away my ears. Yeah, welcome once again. Get them in. Okie dokie. So I seem to recall that last time you arrived at the Rock of Brow. I should have a lovely picture of that somewhere. The lovely Rock of Brow. And lost the ship. You were on. Wasn't yours anyway.
Yeah,
certain people's argument.
Yeah, we weren't quite happy. We did have an argument about that, but it fell on deaf ears.
Well, I mean, if you want to pay all the docking fees and everything else, and all no, basically, it's a bit railroady. That ship will be returned to the captain or sold off for the next of kin, or Flapjack will put an offer in. But the point was, you've got here, and obviously, now you're here. You just, I think, as was recommended, you need to find Commodore Crux. I seem to recall.
We've been given permission to leave some gear on board, but if we don't hurry up, it's going to be dumped in the dockside in boxes, I'd imagine.
Oh, I don't think the ship's going anywhere. They're going to sort out the whole legal issues of ownership and all that, with Captain Sartell missing, presumed dead, as it were. You'll see.
Yep. At the very least, we should get a hefty reward.
It's not technically salvage, is it? You just used it to save your life and that of the cadets.
Would the ship have survived if we hadn't taken the initiative? No.
But it's an interesting one. Technically, that would be really, I mean, salvage and all that comes into play really when there's companies behind it and independent captains. It gets a little more interesting. But anyway, we won't worry too much about that. Maybe it's deliberate just to stop you sailing off. Who knows? Oh. But anyway, I shall put you. I won't actually put you on the map because the grid scale's ridiculous. But just to give you an idea, when I can actually remember how to sync client view. Okay, so you're down in the docks, and I do believe you would. The suggestion was to go and visit the Happy Beholder, wasn't it? That's where you're most likely to find Commodore Crux.
We better find, because we need to find out where our next posting is.
I do believe
I'm going to be walking Mortimer.
That's no problem.
I assume they put Mortimer off the ship.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
They took everyone off the ship. They took everyone off the ship. The cadets and Flapjack and and that was it, weren't it? Have gone off with the dock authorities to explain everything. But the cadets were most insistent that you had an important mission and they could help paperwork and the authorities and all that, and let you guys get on with saving a planet as the bloody gosh darn heroes you obviously are going to be.
I love this map. This map is so great.
We'll start heading towards the Happy Beholder. I'll stop and find out what the local rules are if I haven't been here before.
Oh, that's a very good point, actually. I do remember I needed to point something out there. Yes. Hang on a second. I have to refer back to second edition rulebook. Law and order or lack thereof. Okay. Basically, you, because there's like in the dock area, obviously behind, there's a sort of, this building here, we're going to say, actually has a sign above it going, new visitors to the Rock, come in here first type thing. It's like an information centre. Inside there's basically all sorts of information. Most of it you decide is not worth worrying about. However, what you do notice is that when it comes to law and order, basically paraphrasing it, there isn't an official police force as such or anything like that. If a person discovers a very serious crime such as arson or murder, you would go to a magistrate for that part of the city in which the crime occurred. If the magistrate or his representative agree that this situation warranted an intervention of the Crown, a small force of men known as the Magistrates' Watch will be dispatched to begin an investigation or take the offender into custody. So obviously there isn't any patrols like that. However, it would appear that basically most things it's fairly standard stuff, but one thing you do notice is biggest no-no on the Rocker Brow is basically intentionally starting fires, because that runs risk of fouling or depleting the atmosphere as well as destroying the city. Basically, it is designed as a first kind of felony. In fact, you do notice there are a few signs up here where it seems that the other day a mage was attacked by bandits and he cast a fireball in response. They're jettisoning him at midday today.
Oh, well.
In the
Just for
event
casting fireball, or was he careless with his casting of fireball?
he cast fireball, which caused basically fires to break out in the low city, and therefore
So he's not being punished for casting fireball. He's being punished for carelessly casting it.
Well, inadvertent setting
You'll
of
get
fire.
the chance to draw that distinction, should you?
Inadvertent setting of fire will probably land you 10 years of hard labor. Actually, it's apparently also from some of the things you heard is basically the only reason the mage is being jettisoned is because the locals didn't lynch him quick enough before the magistrate's watch turned up. But basically, there is a list of offences: burglary, 1 year of labour, underside; armed robbery, 5 years of labour, underside; piracy, jettisoning; arson, jettisoning; negligent arson, 10 years of labour, underside; murder, jettisoning; manslaughter, 5 years of labour, underside; smuggling, confiscation of goods and 5 years of labour, underside; treason, impalement; common theft, 1 year of labour, underside; second offence, 5 years of labour, underside; third offence, jettisoning; provocation, 30 days hard labour, underside. That's pretty much all you can see there.
Provocation.
Yes.
What is
Right,
provocation?
That is an interesting one, because that's what it says.
That's like riot,
Yeah,
inciting
I would say
riot,
so.
and
Yeah.
mass trouble. What counts as treason since we're not citizens or loyal to the Rock of Brawl?
Well, it would be treason in the eyes of the locals, wouldn't it? So doing something that they deem is treasonous activity to this state. So basically, I suppose you could also they treat you as spies, which are treasonous anyway, and impel you anyway.
Okay.
Basically, apparently,
So
jettisoning.
Fire is taboo, but it was the setting of fires that got him in trouble.
Yes.
Okay.
You're loaded into one of the city's catapults and basically fired into space.
Yeah, it's a short list. I really honestly don't think they say there's not patrols, but I bet you the further you go east, there's more and more patrols before you get to the nice areas.
Once you get to the nice areas, I suspect you will find, but you're not worrying about that. You're only in the low city. I suspect you'll find once you get to the nicer areas, there will be private hired, different companies and different people will hire their own patrols, to, and stuff. So yeah.
So emergency situations, we're allowed to respond, but be circumspect. But if it's not an emergency, go see a magistrate.
Pretty much. But
okay, cool.
Yeah. But the main thing is basically don't set anything on fire, or if you do, hope your friends can pick you up very, very quickly.
All right, so yeah, we'll get caught up on the local rules, and I'll be, since my character has a lot of travel history, he'll be giving them advice about, when you're new in a port city, this is what you do. Always make sure you know what is legal and what is illegal, because some places are curious about it and are more relaxed, and some places you can have stuff that you think's okay is taboo, and suddenly you're on charges of smuggling or other stuff like that.
I mean, that place in Arc Space where basically treading on snails is a hanging offence.
So yeah, we'll head for the Happy Beholder, and I'll be just like the experienced traveler, providing advice.
Indeed. Well, as you say, it's a short walk down the length of the southern half of Dock Street, and then the Happy Beholder appears to be just off an alleyway. You can't help miss it. It looks like there seems to be a large green spherical beholder statue on the roof. Seems relatively straightforward to me. Okay.
I'm looking at that. How realistic is it?
I don't know, is the honest answer. Hang on. There's my shop.
Does it seem like it's maybe a little too realistic?
Oh, I don't think it's that bad. Let's cancel. I have to press spacebar across. Okay, the Happy Beholder was number 144. Well, take me a while to find. Hang on.
I'm really just asking if it. Do I think it's?
No,
a
I'm intrigued.
beholder?
I'm intrigued myself. It's about 15 years since I last read the book. I've stored my box set away somewhere, so I'm resorting to a PDF. Okay, the Laughing Beholder. Small, famous, very few people. It doesn't say. That's okay. I was just curious. Small but prosperous tavern. The Laughing Beholder is named after the uses more than that happened. It's probably a very crude carving,
Okay.
I would say.
So probably not a petrified beholder.
Well, no, it's called the Laughing Beholder because the owner of the pub is a beholder. It's named
Must be a
after
mentally damaged one then. Okay.
It's Happy Luigi. I believe I have a picture of him as you head inside. Assets. Let's have a look. Images.
You have to be careful around him. He's got an eye on you.
But tish.
I didn't think they even knew what the word happy meant.
Large Luigi, the famous beholder and tavern keeper. He said that Luigi is extremely wise and knowledgeable beholder, who is one of the very few members of his race to try and understand the beholder destiny, to learn and to teach. He's apparently civic-minded and well-liked citizen of Brow, spends most of his time listening to the rumours of the far spheres and great adventures. The Laughing Beholder is rarely troubled by bullies or hoodlums. Largely these powerful magical abilities quickly put an end to any trouble. Yeah, apparently the story goes the last time someone came straight off the docks, ran straight into this place to rob it. He hadn't finished threatening the patrons of the bar before his disintegrated ashes were blowing away on the wind. So... But anyway, so the tavern's lively and the congenial beholder, Large Reedy, is holding court among his patrons. And you arrive.
Look around for this Commodore.
Looking around the place, you don't notice any GIF in the establishment at this time, other than the one that just came in with you, I should point out.
Or we told the Commodore's race?
Sorry?
Or we told the Commodore's race? If we did, I don't remember.
He's a GIF.
Okay.
Should we ask around?
You certainly could, while I roll my nice new dice. You ask around. Oh, you're looking for Crux. Yes, he's usually in here this time. He's usually in here every day. Sits in that booth over there. You notice there is a booth that seems to be empty at the moment, and in fact you can see that the rather plush booth does have a noticeably rather large bulge in it. Sorry, I've just got myself distracted there. I'm looking for something.
I don't understand the description.
Give me a
Happy to
second.
see the tricrine.
Give me a chance. Go on. Filling one side of the table. Yeah. So filling one side of the table. The tables are normally meant for 6 broad. By a table for 6, you can see that this corner booth that everyone that they're pointing to is where you'll usually find Crux. Or you can see is like the bench on that side, which is usually fits 6 humanoids. It seems to just sort of have this large, very, very carefully molded cushion that seems to be formed to a very large backside. That's what I'm trying to imply. He's obviously normally there. But you do hear once someone starts hearing you asking about Crux, someone says, "Oh, this Crux. Oh yes, he assisted the Brownian Navy on its last expedition to replenish Lake Brawl with ice from a nearby asteroid. He single-handedly cleaved great chunks of ice into pieces." Someone else says, "Don't be silly. That's just one of those tall tales you hear around here." But yeah.
I will order the local special and buy a couple of drinks to gather information.
Indeed. After a little while of sort of talking around talking around and discovering stuff, everyone seems to have a tale about him. Most of them you think seem to be quite preposterous, but eventually large Luigi levitates over to you as a group, and he expresses worry that he hasn't seen Crux for more than a week now, and he's quite concerned. He also mentioned he also gives you meticulous directions to Crux's ship, where it will be found down on the docks, and he tells you it's called the Second Wind. He also sort of looks at a few of his eyes seem to look around furtively and then come back going, he suspects that Crux got into trouble and he might need some help. But at the same time, he also says, be careful, don't want to try and draw wrong sort of attention. It might be prudent to leave. Says. You get the impression, and his eyes sort of turn towards a door. It's the opposite. That isn't the one you came in.
All of them, or just some of them?
Just some of them. Others are still searching around the place. Then someone calls for Luigi, and he levitates away from you over there.
We'll take the exit stage right, I think.
I have some notice checks, please.
Yeah, when the beholder tells you to leave his bar.
No, and that's not what he said.
Well.
Sargon.
I think it was more leave the bar, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, nick, wink, say no more.
Sargon. Worthington doesn't notice anything. He's obviously trying to keep an eye out the front for Worthington's obviously distracted because they wouldn't let Mortimer in. Obviously. Sargon, you suddenly realise that in one of your pouches or pockets, it doesn't matter which really, but obviously you suddenly discover there is a note on your person.
Boy, what's this? I pull it out and read it.
It's just a small piece of parchment, simply folded in half. Scrawled upon it is a single line: "Meet me out back."
Yeah, I think when he told us to leave the bar, it was nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You know what? Say no more. Leave the bar by the back door.
Out of character, I can't do that. Oi, oi, oi. Eish. Is there a fireplace or anything like that?
I'm sure there is, yes.
What did the note say?
We can
I've
get
got an
out.
admirer. Wants to have a tryst. I'll use my sonics to just disintegrate it.
Okay.
And then I'll swagger. Yes, swagger. Big mouth, overconfident. I swagger for the door.
I don't care what he wants. I'm not available. If he wants a meeting, that's different.
Yeah, he may be going for the front door. Cernan is going for the back door.
No, I'm heading for the back door. Like I said, I swagger for the back door.
I'm going to.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I stay with him.
I think I
am-
got it.
You know,
I think
just
I,
think it's weird.
I think the eyes of the beholder basically told us where to go.
As you head out of the back, you find yourself in the alleyway behind the Happy Beholder. There's a plasmoid standing there.
Hello.
Hey, Rigger, how are you?
I'm flattered, but not my thing.
Crux found himself in a bit of trouble after a deal went south with the Amebros. Word on the street is his crew managed to shake the heat. What better place to wait out the storm than below deck, eh? I checked Crux's ship, the second wind down on the docks.
Okay. It was strange.
Dan seems to be hanging around. He obviously you get the distinct impression that one of his pseudopods is sort of waiting for sort of like the plasmoid equivalent of a hand outstretched.
I'll palm a couple of silver. Sorry, I don't have much else. Sorry, what?
A couple of silver. I'm just asking. He looks down. He looks down. Takes them, and then and without saying anything else, slinks off into the shadows.
Spelljammer.
He was cheap.
I am nearly broke. I do not have that much money anymore right now. That's why I'm wanting to get paid.
If anyone else wishes to provide an additional chip or anything, feel free to do so.
The Amebros, is that like a play on word for some thugs?
Sounds like a plasmoid gang.
Let's have some common knowledge. Let's have a common knowledge check from you, Sargon. You've stated you've travelled a bit, as it were.
Is that not a plasmoid gang?
It strikes you as the type of thing that you've definitely not heard of them. Clip. You've not heard of them before, but it does sort of strike you as the type of naming convention that some of your race would come up with.
Yeah, Amebros.
Hebrews.
Yeah, so it sounds like a plasmoid gang.
I'll walk back in. Go find the swabbies.
Okay. I thought they came with you, I think. That's the impression I got.
Yeah, we all went out the back door, and we're just going to keep going.
I'll turn to them and look at them and it's like, we may be very well walking into a trap. Do you want to come with, or do you want to stay here?
First, we'll have to go around the front and collect a hamster.
Well, obviously.
I've got an errand to run. I've got to go, and I'm looking for lycanthrope sliver.
What?
Lycanthrope saliva.
I don't know how you're going to lick that problem.
So I was thinking about if you could make a potion, you could drink the potion and it would make you grow claws and teeth.
He just needs to
That's fascinating.
spread his hand with peanut butter. He'll be good.
Use peanut butter to
I
lure
don't
him in.
think that you're going to be any that would come here are probably not going to advertise it, since there's no. I'm assuming. Nope, wrong window.
Game Master Screen
Images.
first Sunday last at the con, first time in
Well,
Holland.
I shall catch up
Oh,
with you
no,
later.
no,
I'm
no.
off to find my
I'm
saliva.
tempted. I'm glad to hear it. Very glad.
Seeing as there's no moon here, they're probably
Love running con
not
games.
going to transform,
Do some
and that
this
will
year
be
in the
kind
UK.
of hard.
I know a man with a dog. Trust me.
Have to be a dog when you get their saliva.
I would think they either would come here to hide or come here to avoid becoming their worst halves.
They're still like
It's all a cunning plan. I'll have to go. Bye. See you later.
cunning
What?
plan.
No.
But they're still a lycanthrope, even though they are.
Oh, okay.
Even though they're not transformed.
Okay, so Glixaglib doesn't come with you because, of course, he
Goes
as he
off.
says he goes off in his own way because he's got to go and pick up some lycanthrope saliva. Apparently,
Okay.
I wouldn't use
So
that. I wouldn't use that as an excuse to pick up my wife, but that's by the by.
But yeah, I'm gonna ask the Swabbies. Do they want to come? Do they want to come with us into a potentially dangerous situation, or do they want to?
Who are you asking this?
The Swabbies, the new guys.
Oh no, they're not with you.
They stayed on the ship.
Yeah.
They
You said
gave
came
them.
with us.
No, I said their party came with you, not the Swabbies. I apologise. Misunderstood what you meant by the Swabbies. I do apologise. My mistake. Miscommunication on my part. The Swabbies are still giving statements to the port authorities.
Okay. In which case, yeah, we go. In which case, I'm not worried about keeping an eye on them. Sorry, when you were coming, I wasn't lecturing the rest of the crew. I was lecturing the Swabbies about how to behave in a new,
Yeah.
in a new city. In which case, yeah, we head for the boat ship. I think I got something lost in translation.
Yeah, sorry, my fault. Doing three things at once, that's half the problem, isn't it?
So yeah, so we go find this boat ship.
The second wind. Okay. Right, you're heading back down to you're heading down to the dock area where the second wind is.
Well, they may go, but I'm gonna go back
Get
around
Marty.
front.
Oh yeah, no. You've got Morty. You're walking
Okay,
Morty.
Good.
You're walking Morty. Okay. Can I have some notice checks, please, as you get down towards the dock?
Cernan is just plain distracted today, isn't he?
He is rather.
As opposed to Trist, who's on point.
As opposed to the assailants who just critically failed their stealth check, so they completely failed to ambush you. Obviously, it's probably the fact that they're standing around on this street, looking suspicious, but they're in very fine regalia, the shiniest of armor, and all standing there holding long swords. And basically, as you walk towards them, they completely fail to hide the fact that the murderous look in their eyes. When they realise that, when the astral elves realise you've spotted them, they advance towards you, saying basically say this is for taking the life of Captain Asmadian and the Dark Star. You're not surprised. And Garion is going first. What's he going to do? He is going to... What's he going to do?
Is there a map?
Oh, yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? Because it's a module map, it doesn't tell me when I haven't shared it, which is very annoying. Okie dokie. He's just going to advance towards you. He's going to move his pace, which will get him to 6. Realizing that you got obviously your reactions are obviously fast, but he advances towards you, sword drawn, but he's basically obviously a bit slow off the mark. However, this guy will probably be able to get round the corner too. Yep, and attacks Trist with the longsword. It's causing me a console error. Oh joy, I'm back to console errors when doing attacks today. That's going to be fun. It looks like it's complaining about portals. Okay, but he miss it. They miss. Sudden, you're up.
Well, let's see here. I do have, yes, I do. So let's. Cernan will step forward just a little bit and blow out a cone of bone shards.
They're not on fire, are they?
Nope.
Just checking.
Checking. Yeah. Imagine you're an elemental fire mage and you end up on the Rock and Brow. It's like, well, that limits what I can do, doesn't it? Okie dokie.
Nope, I forgot to put the extra damage on that.
Roll it now.
Still all unharmed, huh?
Why is it showing immunity? What are they bloody immune to?
That's a good question.
Oh, crap. I hate that.
What broke?
I hate the fact that if you forget to move the closed bracket on an NPC before
Oh, they become immune to everything, huh?
yeah, you got it. What they've got to be immune to has got to be inside the closed bracket. But when you drag immunity up, it doesn't do it. And especially if you use SW Maker as well to convert something, it leaves. You know what I mean? It doesn't do it the right way around. But anyway, you shake them all. Leave it at that. All 3 are shaken by your bone shard attack.
Let's go ahead and spend 1 Benny on that, just because I've got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's another shaken, but obviously.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Hey, Worthington Pettigrew Trundlefoot the 4.
Right. Well, since they actually did attack one of our party, they seem imminently hostile. I'm going to mount up. And I will charge this fella. Shame I can't move him as a group.
Actually, you probably do. You have the selection mode icon? Arrow, yeah, the little arrow, or is that a GM only thing?
When I left click on him, It I get the little dialogue box, but I can only select one of them.
Yeah, no, I don't. I can't remember. It's a long time since I've been a player. There's a selection box option for the GM where it's like at the top of the above the map in the little bar area that lets you sort of draw a square around something and you can move it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because then you can literally like draw a box around two icons and then move them together, if that makes sense. But otherwise, as you say,
I'll have to check it out. Maybe I can. Yeah.
No problem.
But right now, I'm killing elves.
Yep. And I am definitely getting manager _portal 2. Yeah, it's okay. So it's the portal extension's broken again. I might have to. Actually, it's quite annoying because I was going to use it this adventure. Oh. Go away. Never use water is wet. Okay, you go charging forwards with your lance, and this, as the astral elf softly ducks to the side.
No, he doesn't. There we go. Lose everybody?
No. Oh my word, you've impaled the chap, haven't you? Okay, yeah, you skewered him. You skewered Kikarian. And he goes charging forwards, realizes he's not going to make it, and his eyes go wide as he sees a giant space hamster coming towards him and is impaled upon a lance. And that's the end of the game. Let you end your turn, and we'll see what Sargon gets up to.
Okay, I will move up adjacent to him. And then I'll target him.
You do indeed. So you target Astral Elf Helix, apparently.
Yep. I will multi-attack, but I have 2 weapon fighting, so first stab. And second stab.
Wait, what you got to get raise damage D10?
Because we're using the monk build, basically.
That's fine. I'm just curious.
Yeah, monks get wild damage on a raise. If he survives, he also will end up becoming either distracted or vulnerable.
It's a moot point. You obviously basically walk up to him and punch him when you're using your soul knife, aren't you? So you just literally you basically walk up to him and basically flurry of blows around him, and then when you land the killing blow, you'll basically pierce straight through your soul blades. Sorry, your soul knife pierces straight through his heart, and he dies instantly, dropping to the floor.
Okay. And then I'll continue forward, and I will
if they're not
look
if you
at
don't
that
have
guy
the
off
forge
to the right
version.
side, and it's like I'll make the come hear their motion is like, let's get this done with. I got stuff to do.
To kick TK. To kick chick.
All right. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, dear me. I think a pounce is coming. That's a pounce, isn't it? Turn on the +4 melee damage if you're pouncing.
Is locked to grid on?
Good. Yes, it is. Try now. I thought I turned it off. I always turn it off, but you know what? If Fantasy Grounds is like, it likes the default to turning it on, doesn't it? Oh, crikey, no one can hear me. I'm talking away and none of you can hear me. I must have accidentally muted myself. I assume you're pouncing and lock to grid was on. I've now turned it off.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Looks TK. Mike isn't working, fair enough. Okie dokie, that's a hit. Roll for damages. TK just pounces, jumps into the air, leaps downwards with his Githga.
Oh. No, it's not a race because you ran, which of course is -2. The wild attack goes +2 on top. Pounce gives you +2 damage, doesn't it? So it's just a standard hit, not a hit with a raise. That's a wound. Okay. These elves aren't going to last long. Oh, he must be in charge. He didn't go down. He obviously parries most of the blow with his sword. Unless the knights, yeah.
Now, well, Trista's very carefully going to step around this body here.
Yep.
Get up to the corner, drawing her bow as she moves.
Okie dokie. That's a hit.
In Discord.
Heard that.
Yeah, no.
I'll Benny
that's
at
what the
one
problem
time.
was, but I wanted to move with the turn first. Sorry.
Okay. Immunity, obviously I forgot to turn that one off for him. Let's do that. There we go. That fixes that. Then there's no immunity. 8 points of damage. You rebended it. You shake him.
But that immunity thing only works if the keywords are in the attack, right?
Yes. But if it just has immunity with nothing in it, it means they're immune to everything.
Right. No, I know. That's what I'm getting every time in Rune Lords. But the what's the syntax? Immunity and then just space acid, for instance?
Yes, and then basically the players, if they do their spells with the acid trapping, are supposed to add that to the keywords. It's very much a magic. It's a very much because of the nature of it doesn't. It's there and it works, but it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to get it going. Unlike Pathfinder and 5e and stuff, where every spell has the trappings built in, doesn't it? Because of course, Savage Worlds.
Right. No, but that's just the way the game is. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
yeah.
fine. I just,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's no real different than you would at the tabletop, isn't it? You know, someone's got immunity to acid, and someone casts a spell trapping of acid against them. As a GM, you just had to remember it. So, in some ways, I think sometimes having the immunity kick in, although it confuses players, can be useful. But I try to set it up properly, but not to worry.
Yeah, they just get bent, and it just when it pops up, right? So because it pops up in Rune Lords a bunch.
Yeah. That's because I thought I fixed them all. So if it's still coming up on some, let me know. Because obviously I ran through and I thought I fixed all the ones I found. Do you have First Strike, Sargon?
Yes.
I thought you might go for it. Lovely new dice. I bought them especially for the game today, and I'm hardly getting to roll them. And you missed. Ah. So it's only me who's getting the portal errors. I can live with that.
Are those the new wizard dice?
They are it's the wizard rock dice. I went for. Mike goes for the. I quite liked the green iron as well, though. So I quite like the green iron as well. So I might go for those later. But for now, I'm using.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, I've been using the iron pretty much exclusive, the first ones, right? But you
Yeah.
can set the color on them.
Got to get your ironing.
Yeah. The last couple of I haven't. I only literally got them just before the game, so I haven't actually got around. I'll do some manual color ones. See, I didn't hear what you said. In the same time you typed that, I asked Walking Dude, and he told me the same. Do you know that? Sure. And a bunch of 5e conversion. Oh, I don't know if I know him or not. That's by the way. Right, where were we? Fuffin. So he hit you.
Yep.
Doing 12 points of damage.
Or not.
Or not. You dodged the rather effective attack with the rather finely crafted longsword. Wish you could unload modules interactively. I don't mind if you could. I mean, I know it'd be a nightmare to code, but sometimes when you get console level, you're just like, oh, just unload the module so it goes away. But anyway, I think I might have hit you. Chick Tick, yep. Yep, that's a hit with a raise. Taking. Oh dear, I'm afraid this Astral Elf basically, obviously, although you did hit him hard enough to knock him back, he was obviously expecting, and the counter attack lays you wide open, but your chitinous hide protects all but a minor cut, as opposed to a very deep wound in your side. Yes, I know Dixie Globes on hold. That brings us back around to Arfin, who will again make a.
I gotta tell you that contact tab is a false flag for the adventure card tab that I keep looking for.
I know. I'll turn that one off. I don't need it.
No, I'm kidding. I'm looking for the adventure cards, and I know you don't play them in this, so.
I don't play them. I don't play them in Savage Pathfinder. No. If they add a Savage Pathfinder deck, then obviously I will convert it and put it in there.
I just use the same one.
But I really need a nice chase deck, but I'm not got that.
I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. You activate the adventure card deck in this game, and I'll hand it over. No, I'm kidding. We can run that through anytime.
Don't worry. I'm only teasing. Sudden, sir.
That sounded suspiciously like blackmail.
It did, didn't it? I can do my own form until I get the deck. Every attack or that piece of damage on you will will increase by +1 modifier until I get it. Anyway, Sardin appears to have got. Sardin appears to have gone AFK rather.
No, I'm here. I'm
Sorry.
thinking.
I apologize.
All good. I'm trying to make sure I know what I'm doing here.
Here first, because I certainly don't know what I'm doing.
Who does when it all comes down to it?
Okay, so Cernan will come forward a little bit and then throw a piece of bone at Lannis. Not doing anything real effective, but then move up here next to Fafrin and give Sargon a little bit of a bonus.
Sounds good to me. Okay, TK recovers from that vicious attack upon him, but does feel the pain in his side.
Yeah, and
Lannis sneers. It goes, you're going down, Thri-Kreen.
Yeah, and I'm gonna the Thri-Kreen because I want to try it out because I had issues the other day with it. He kind of does some weird stuff, and then all of a sudden, you see him change shape.
Do you guys know he could do that?
Well, he can't until he makes his power roll.
Oh, that's right. It's not an automatic one, but yes.
Fascinatingly mutable, these creatures.
That's a failure.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Benny it.
That's a success.
There you go.
That's a success. Okay, you've gone
I want to see you
for
do it.
a copper dragon wormling, which you've done, which is fine.
Now, it doesn't add anything on the combat. That's what I wanted to see. So I basically just make fighting do it from the traits.
Like it should set your appropriate. It should set your appropriate stats.
Yes.
So then you can just for your breath weapon.
What you need to do is this is the only downside of shape changing is as a dragon you have a claw attack. So what you need to do and a breath weapon attack. So what you need to do is you just need to create a claw attack entry on your combat tab. Yeah. And
a breath weapon.
And a breath weapon, yeah. But the point being is
breath weapon attack. The breath weapon attack is just an athletics check to trigger it. So you can just roll your athletics, and then if it hits, roll your appropriate number of dice.
Yeah. But the point is, if you make a claw attack of strength plus D6, your strength will be modified by the shape change. Is the point?
I'm gonna assume that hits.
Well, don't forget, breath weapon is a 4-round action. You cannot shape change and breathe fire in the same turn.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, you change into a copper dragon wormling, and the token didn't change.
Warning is about setting fires, right?
Yeah, but copper dragons don't breathe steam and electricity, don't they? And slow gas.
All right, I miss. I wasted your time.
It's absolutely fine. I just want to know why the token didn't change after I updated it on the combat tracker. It always used to work. Okay, that's a new bug. I used to do that all the time. I drag a different. Oh, hang on. Is that because I'm an idiot? That could be because I'm an idiot. Hold up. You're a copper dragon wormling. Let's try again. There you go. You're now a copper dragon wormling.
Now, how did you drag the token? Where did you drag it to?
I just drag it onto your portrait on the combat tracker.
Got it.
And obviously, when you change back, all I do is I drag your token from your character sheet back over the top of you. But now you see you're a wormling. Okay, Lannis is obviously a bit taken aback by the fact that you turned into a copper dragon. Because he basically snarls die wormling at you and attacks you twice. Quick, give me a console error because of an extension I've got. Well, and misses both times. That brings us to Worthington Pettigrew Trundlefoot the Fourth.
Right. There's only 2 left?
Yes, only 2 left.
Fast can Mortimer go? Mortimer goes at a pace of 6.
See, as you look around, you notice the locals don't seem to like very much the fact that you've been accosted, and you can already see around the place people picking up rocks and stuff and muttering stuff about elves of the, and all that. So obviously, I think you're getting some friends.
Good.
You might finish the fight before that happens.
All right. Goodness gracious me. Excuse me. Sorry. I will lance him. Lance be a lady tonight.
Good.
Let's see. Did I not have him selected? Son of a
no. So I have to sit there and have console errors.
Sorry.
That's okay. My fault for loading the. Actually, fact, the portals extension was going to come very handy later. It's quite a shame it's not working.
I'm gonna go on mute here in a second as soon as my turn's done. I'm sorry for all the sneezing.
What's
It's
throwing
okay.
the airs? What's throwing the airs?
Oh, it's obviously I've got basically obviously I bought the portals a long time ago, so it doesn't auto update from the FC from the Forge. So I need to go and check if there's an update because I'm getting every time I get an attack, I'm getting a console error from the portal.
Yeah, Chris carefully moves along.
Well, I'll let you troubleshoot that. Let me know if it works.
Script /manager_portal2.lua Stack Overflow.
Oh yeah, lovely.
It's obviously to do with token targeting and stuff. Okay, short range target hit. The elven armor protects them from your crossbow bolt.
Crossbow, it's a short bow.
Sargon.
Oh, sorry. Oh, he's still alive.
One fighting in.
Stabby stab.
Crossbow bolt just bounced off his breastplate.
It's not a crossbow, it's a short bow.
I apologise. An arrow. I heard you say something and I didn't pick up on it.
Trista is hardly big enough to be carrying around a crossbow.
Could be a hand crossbow. Sargon misses. Okay, So at the start of this, basically at the start of this round, some of the people who've been standing by us begin throwing food and stones at the remaining Astro Elf. Go, be off! We don't need your type here. Anyway, see how that goes down. But Sargon gets to go first.
Okay. I will spend some power points. And boost my fighting. And try to stab again.
And to stab again. Oh, that looks like a more successful stab. That's a hit with a raise.
All right. I'll roll damage.
Oh, hey. That's a wound. Okay. Okie dokie. Obviously, the being pelted by the odd bit of the odd piece of stone and spoiled fruit is obviously enough to distract him. He leaves himself exposed, allowing you to put him down. Well, there we go. Congratulations, you have fought off an elven ambush.
It's too bad that one guy kicked that chair before the start of the fight, huh?
Indeed. Very much so. Right. Okay. Everything quietens down again. Judging by as you're looking, well, it's elevated, so I think you can look down. From where you are, you can see the ship, the Second Wind, down on the docks. It appears to, as I say, it appears to be a traditional boat-shaped ship, if that, you know what I mean. But it appears to have a large tree growing in the back half of it.
Sensible. You head down there to this fart chip.
No problem. But anyway, okay. Sargon's already moved down there. Let's just pick everyone up and move the rest of you. Oh, you'll be all over the place, but that's okay. This gets you in the area, doesn't it? And I can zoom in a bit so I can see what's going on. Okay, and then I can sync client view to give you a zoomed in look of the Second Wind.
Ahoy the ship!
And I have notice checks, please. Oh. Want to fly down there?
Does anybody have a healing roll they can make for me? I'm a little afraid to do it to myself.
Here, I have one of these.
Oh, I might want to had one. Okay.
Mortimer is okay. So, yeah, there we go. As you're standing on the dock, TK, you think you hear hushed voices coming from the hold. When Sargon suddenly speaks up, the voices instantly went silent.
And I would motion to the party to shush, that there's someone there.
Ship appears deserted.
Wait, the ship's deserted?
The ship appears deserted, but TK heard, okie dokie, I'm going to look tokens as Sargon boarded the ship.
Sargon just jumps aboard when I tell him.
Indeed.
I say, hey, there's something there, and Sargon jumps on.
Is this your ship? Creaks a voice as old and as weathered as the worn patchwork of sails of the vessel itself. The tree atop the stern castle bends towards you, its branches twisting to reveal the face of a tree ant. I thought not. Be on your way, small things.
We're here to report to Commodore Crux. You don't look like Commodore Crux.
It's fine.
Also
Absolutely fine.
suggested that there might be some nefarious people after him, so we're making sure that he's okay, too. But mostly we want paid by him.
Oh, correct. Is not available at this time. Now be off with you, or I'll pull each of your limbs off one by one. Can I have notice checks from everyone? This is obviously an aura of a talking tree. Cernan, Sargon, and Mortimer. I like the way Mortimer, the giant space hamster's making the rolls, not Worthington. That's fine. You do, although it's a weird thing to say, but you get the distinct impression the tree isn't necessarily being completely truthful. In that, especially, it seemed at pain when it tried to imply that it would act violence, but also it seems to get the impression that, contrary to what it's saying, is you got the sense that it's a bit concerned about the Commodore.
Look, he owes us. He doesn't know it, but he owes us. Now, you can be friendly, or my friend with the giant beaver over there can have at you.
That's not a beaver, that's a space hamster.
Beaver, hamster, they both like to gnaw on wood.
The tree then basically looks at Mortimer and produces a bunch of chitters and clicks and whistles that you get the distinct impression that whatever the tree had said to Mortimer found it highly amusing. You have to get the impression that Mortimer likes this tree ant and found it very funny. And obviously, Mortimer's guffaw, sort of snickering. It does make it a bit harder to stay astride, but you pull it off anyway. Now, as I say, be gone from this ship. When Commodore Crux is available, he will meet you at his usual location in the Happy Beholder.
I think you're lying.
Listen. We are less concerned about with what he owes us than with his safety. If he really wants us to just go, we can go, but we really want to help him get out of this situation.
Fuck that, I want paid.
And so do I, but that's not our main focus, because if the guy's dead, we can't get paid.
Which is why we need to make sure he's alive.
I'm very confused. I'm not sure
Is
why
he
these people are
supposedly
getting
here?
paid.
And I think this tree is lying. I ain't going anywhere. What you gonna do? Wave at me? I'm done arguing with a tree.
Okay. As you head towards the lower deck, you note everyone you notice all the roots seem to on the deck of the ship suddenly seem to wiggle frantically. As they go through the deck, obviously down into the deeper parts of the ship. Almost as if he's signaling to somebody.
So all the oxen free. Marco.
Well, you seem to like Mortimer. Permission to come aboard, sir.
This is not your ship, and without the Commodore here, then only the crew are allowed on board, I'm afraid. Once the Commodore approves your boarding of the ship, that will be successful. I really suggest your friend doesn't go below decks. He may find it a bit of a stunning reception down there.
Well, I will say this. We were directed to find the Commodore by Luigi himself. Was he wrong in steering us towards him?
You say, does that mean who is your employer?
None, but we saved a ship that's part of his fleet.
Commodore doesn't have a
we were told he got the ship back.
Commodore doesn't have a fleet, but you don't work for the Amibros?
No.
No, we don't work for Amibros.
One of the roots of the ship bangs down on the deck. You hear a returning double knock from downstairs, and coming from below decks are a tiefling and a Hadazee.
Oh, what?
Work for the Amibros.
A tiefling and a an ape that has membrane-like wing flaps to allow them to glide.
Cross between a flying squirrel and a ape, basically.
Yeah. The ones that caused all sorts of problems to TSR because of one piece of artwork. Wizards of the Coast, I should say. But anyway, but they're classic Spelljammer creatures, so there we go. Very good deck crew. Basically, the two come above. Although the tieflings obviously finds it hard to trust anyone because, or that she comes up. Unlike the Hadasee who introduces himself as Flinch, the tiefling doesn't give the name and is still standing there with two daggers drawn in a defensive stance, not threatening, but definitely a defensive stance.
Look, I'm sorry, what was the name of the ship we had rescued?
The Moon Dancer.
Moon Dancer, right. In case you hadn't heard, the Spelljammer Academy has been attacked. The whole planet got attacked. We rescued the Moon Dancer from being abandoned, destroyed, what have you, on there. Now, we were told we couldn't keep the ship. It goes against salvage laws. But we did save it. So we would like our appropriate compensation.
Flinch looks horrified. The tiefling doesn't appear to be bothered by anything you say. Flinch looks horrified as you tell about the attack, but then gets more and more confused as you start talking about compensation and everything else. It's like the moon dancer belongs to Captain Sartell.
It was most likely dead.
Well,
we were
yes,
told that we had to give this to you. That we were told that the ship was to seek you guys out to get rewarded.
No, you were told to seek out Commodore Crux because he knows about the he knows about the elves that attach I'd say your homeworld, but it's not your homeworld, is it? You know what I mean. Commodore Crux holds information that may help you save the planet you left behind, covered in crystalline vines.
Oh.
I don't. Your character. I like your character. I don't think it's wrong to misinterpret that. He's obviously got a slight mercenary streak on him in that regard, so I don't have a problem with anything you've said so far. But Flinch is obviously very confused by this. He goes, but the Commodore's missing.
I take it he's not hiding out below decks then?
I stop and I look at him. And I'm just staring.
He goes,
I turn and I start stomping away, swearing.
Wow, almost like he's a sailor.
The Hadesy sort of prods the tiefling in the side. She curses and says, right, all right, okay, yes, I may be to blame. I accept that fact.
Blame for what?
This is the Commodore's ship, but I rent it from him. We were on we were transporting cargo for the Amebros, and Crux discovered what the contents, and he tossed the crate overboard. The Amebros the Amebros are run by an ambitious plasmoid boss named Ripples. And at the drop-off, Crux denied ever seeing the crate, but the gang didn't believe him. Crux held them off so we could escape, but he's been captured himself.
What was in the crate?
Just chemicals. Have notice checks.
Recreational chemicals?
Can I have notice checks, please?
It's a spice shipment.
He's being very cagey, so you may need.
Were those recreational chemicals by any chance?
Sargon sees through. Glixaglim doesn't. Cernan does. Mortimer most certainly doesn't. Tris really does. Back on the deck. The tiefling.
Do you not understand what I have to do to get? I don't know why these roles are coming up as Mortimer. I've selected.
Is that? Does the old right click on your portrait and right click on your portrait and do activate still work anymore? You remember you used to be able to switch between characters, couldn't you?
Up in the corner.
Well, you used to click on your portrait, didn't you? There was an option to activate or something if you were running more than one character as a player. There was a way to switch. Otherwise,
I thought it was just a straight left click.
Might just be a left click these days. Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, I haven't run more than one character as a player since Fantasy Grounds Classic, so I'm very out of date.
It shouldn't be a problem if you're in control of two characters. You should operate as normal.
Yeah, for some reason he keeps going up as Mortimer, so we may have a bug, but that's okay. Anyway, where were we? The tiefling who you gather has got the name of Fell.
Hell.
Left click on the map token.
Yeah, I've done that. I've clicked on every single.
Going on there. Oh, yeah. Do you have a drop down to select your voice in chat? That's a good point. Mine just.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
That's a Benny to TK then. In fact, that's 2 Bennies to TK. I'm going to give him 2 for that one. Indeed.
That was it.
That was it. Okay. Yeah, Phil's definitely hiding something. But she obviously she obviously as you're pressing her, she goes, look, I don't know anything about the contents, but Crux certainly didn't know about the she knew nothing about Crux. She knew about the smuggled crate and kept it secret from Crux, but she doesn't know anything for the contents. You get the distinct impression she feels guilty and insists she's only upset because Crux did her a favour and hates being indebted to people.
Well, you were the one that threw it overboard, right?
No, Crux threw it overboard. When
she found what was in it?
No. Crux, she was smuggling a crate she was smuggling stuff for the Amiibros. Crux found out. Obviously, looked, examined, and threw the crate overboard because he's an honourable GIF and doesn't agree to smuggling. He threw it overboard. The Amiibros were very upset, and basically a fight ensued. Crux, being the heroic type he is, stood his ground to bide time for Bell and Lynch to run away, and he did not catch up with them, so they assume he had been captured by the Amiibros and their ambitious plasmoid boss, Ripples. Fel does give you directions to the Amiibros' lair, but it says that she will take no part in rescuing Crux. Crux didn't hold off those Amiibros just for me to get myself captured alongside him. Flinch wants to help, but he goes, obviously he's very much a loyal crewmate. He goes, but my duty is to not abandon the second wind, so it is here when Crux returns.
And if he doesn't return?
Crux will return, says, won't he? He looks hopefully at the 6 of you.
So we at least have to go find him and see if we can aid him.
Why?
Fine, we will go return Crux.
No. Payment first. We just need to discuss payment first, because right now this is turning into somebody else owes us. We are running out of money.
Well, if Crux is the one that can decide whether we get paid or not, I suggest we go help Crux.
Look at the ape guy. You said you're his first mate, right?
Yes.
All right.
That does seem to be the crux of the matter, Trist.
I want a signed contract confirming that we will be paid.
But
if we rescue him.
Paid what for? The Hadazi asks.
For rescuing him.
I can't make a deal. I can't make a deal.
Mate. You're his first mate. Unless he has a quartermaster, you are second in line, and you have the authority to work on behalf of the ship. Is there a quartermaster? A bosun?
Bell takes offense to this. Goes, have you know that Commodore Crux may own this ship, but while I paid for it, I'm the captain, and I decide who gets paid.
I look at her and say, fine.
She goes, if Crux doesn't come back, then I don't have to pay for the ship anymore. You do hear an ominous creak. She hears an ominous creak from the Treant at this point. It goes, obviously, though, however, I do hope Crux comes back. But as far as I'm concerned, it's down to Crux to reward you if he deems it worthwhile. But what she said, but at the end of the day, from what you said, I mean, leave Crux with the Amebros. I'm sure after they kill him, the millions of people on the planet you told us about will forgive you for letting them all die.
Are you paying for my next meal? Are you paying for me to stay somewhere tonight?
You do notice she has an evil grin as she says that. You do notice she has an evil grin as she said that.
Who is it that's trying to negotiate a payment?
Yeah, this payment thing is quite bothersome.
How much money do you have?
Let's leave go of this, and then he's messing this all up.
I get the distinct impression that I may well have. I can understand how Sargon's feeling, but maybe I can I understand completely what's going on there, but maybe in hindsight, given the strength of his feelings, we probably, this makes sure he's not got poverty or anything like that. I'm going to say that possibly, yes, I can understand his feelings. I think possibly what we should have done, given that this adventure is meant to be set 6 months after the last one, and you're all meant to be serving officers in the academy until it went away, maybe what we should really do is probably say you've got some pay left. How's that sound?
Well, I don't know where everybody else got a crap load of money, but I have got less than a gold left.
Well, let's see if we can rectify that by giving you some back pay.
Oh,
I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I had 9 silver left.
No. It's absolutely fine. I'm not arguing about the whole concept of your argument. That said, I freely admit that you should have actually had some income because this is set 6 months after your last adventure. So I'm not going to say that's. Obviously, you have living expenses and stuff like that. So allow me to give you some back pay that I think Sargon doesn't affect anything you're saying because maybe someone was holding it for you. But anyway.
And Trist is realizing we need to find this Crux guy, and Sargon's creating a bit of a problem.
Yes, there's millions of lives at peril here, and let's not haggle over gold pieces. Surely, and I
oh, damn it! That's a cantrip, not a spell. What happens here?
It's still a crit fail, isn't it? It costs you a power point on a crit fail, but you still get fatigue as well.
Oh no! So, Captain, might we get a share of the bounty that we find along the way? Would that be amenable to everyone?
What do you mean, find along the way?
I imagine that we will run up against Astral Elves' ships again.
Well, indeed.
And lots of people ships behind again.
Did we search the bodies of the Astral Elves?
Yes, and we sabotaged the ship.
No, he's talking about the ones you just. Yes, you took the Spelljammer off it, didn't you? I will say that probably. Yes, I understand. I think from Sargon, I understand from Sargon's perspective, he feels a bit gypped because the spelljamming helm that you recovered got taken away. So I understand what he's talking about getting paid. That's what I'm going to say he's talking about for getting paid in this time. And obviously, Commodore Crux, Flinch goes, well, obviously, Commodore Crux does have a lot of some say around here. And I think if we can, if you can locate him, I'm sure he can speak well on your behalf for your salvage payment for a spelljamming helm. They are, after all, very valuable, especially one of the Astral Elf construction. Finch says, hopefully.
Well, that's all fair enough. I understand then. But it still doesn't. So you're putting up an absolute roadblock when there's millions of lives at stake. What does it matter?
He did only have 9 silver pieces for the record.
I know.
Which is my mistake, not yours.
If everybody dies, what does it matter if you got your share of spell jamming?
I understand. But, one, do you really think we're going to be able to fight them without resources? We have no ship. We have very little in funds. We couldn't even hire a ship with the funds we have between all of us, probably.
I think
How do you expect
I
to
think
fight
the,
without
I think the
resources?
assumption here is that we will have a ship if we go and rescue Crux.
We have promises, and promises are as valuable, well, less valuable than the air used to speak them. How many
Indeed.
promises have we been had, and how many promises have I broken so far? So far, this is the third person that says, well, if you do this, then you'll get paid. Try to understand, I'm not being mean, but if you want to save that world, we're going to need resources. We're going to need
That
ships. We're going
remains,
to
that
need
remains
sailors. We
true.
are going
And
to need.
also, if we don't do anything, it won't matter anyway. So if you put up an absolute block and we stop here and nothing happens, then
I'm not
we are
saying that.
stuck
I am
and the world dies.
I am trying to secure resources for us.
You have put up an absolute block, and you said that we will not go further until you get guarantee of payment.
Did not
You have
say that. I
basically
am
said
trying to
that
get
you are
paid.
putting the fate of this world up against coinage.
I've got
I
to
am
award
not.
somebody some great role playing here.
I have not said absolutely not. I have not stood here and said, no, we're not going to do anything unless we get paid. I am not even asking to be paid up front. I am asking for a contract of something more than just words. Because that's all we've gotten so far. And it's you understand that we're going to be going up against a mob. I'm assuming a reasonably powerful organization for words and good hopes.
That's what
I'm willing to
heroes
do it. I just want more than words.
We've been tasked with saving the fate of the world.
A world. Worlds die.
Oh my goodness.
It can be saved too. I'm not saying we're not going to save him. I'm just asking for more than words. That's all. Is that so much to ask for more than just
Cannot
good words
necessarily
and
give you the word. What do you want from these people?
a contract? A
Sure.
written thing that we can say they promised this, not just something that's, oh, they said this. Well, it's he said, she said. I'm asking for a contract, signed and sealed.
Hey, Captain,
Is that much to ask?
it might be. And if it is, so what are we going to do? We're going to go someplace else and try this same tactic with another ship?
Who do we even go to?
Exactly. We don't have any bargaining power here.
We also have
You're
nothing in
acting
the
like-
game.
You're
We
acting
don't know
like
this Commodore Crux.
yeah, but he seems our best bet. If we go and rescue him, we can get command of this ship.
No.
No, at this point, Phil
was
goes,
that promise?
hang on.
When was that
hang on.
promised?
This is my ship until the end of the contract I've signed with Crux.
See, she has a contract. Who said that we would get command of the ship if we save Commander Crux? I mean, is he even a commander? Because I was told he doesn't have a fleet.
Commodore Crux is his actual title. Commodore Crux is one of the greatest serving officers of the Gift Fleet ever. Even if
And
he
a
is
Commodore's got more
retired.
than one ship. So where are his other ships? Because I was just told he had no other ships.
Well, I doubt
Right.
we will own this ship, but we will have passage on this ship.
Says who?
I believe that's what the captain's saying. If we go and recover Crux, she has no choice.
No, it seems like she was saying she'd benefit if we don't go recover Crux.
Exactly. Do you not see?
So it is to her benefit that we don't rescue Crux.
Hmm.
And you're saying that if we do rescue Crux, she's going to give us passage.
On his ship. If we rescue Crux, Crux will give us passage on his ship.
But he's not here promising that. And even then, passage to where and to do what? Look, I'm just asking for a contract to say you will be paid.
Just give him an IOU and let's go.
Is it that much to ask for a
It
signed and
is.
sealed contract?
You're asking to be paid for what?
Rescue.
Fel did tell you. Fel did give you descriptions to where their hideout is. It's in a cave. It's in a grotto just below the gravity well near the docks.
Boy.
Right.
Well,
the first mate represents Commodore Crux. That's why I was asking him to sign a contract for reward for his rescue, because he has skin in the game.
Who?
I pointed the ape thing and said the first mate.
I believe he is the captain's first mate.
It's the Commodore's first mate. Who do you? I turned and looked. Who do you work for?
Finch. I'm loyal to. Well, she's currently the captain, but this is Commodore Crux's ship.
Yes, but do you work for Commodore Crux or do you work for her? Who pays you? Ultimately, who is your loyalty to?
The ship belongs to Commodore Crux. I come with the ship as part of the crew.
Okay, so so can we hash out a contract for his rescue, please? I'm not charging an arm and a leg. Just
if you go and rescue the Commodore, I am sure he will be grateful. That's all I can give you. I don't speak for him.
If I don't get paid, I'm going to eject you, just so we're clear here.
No, you are not. You most certainly are not.
Oh, yes, I will.
No, you will not. You do not march on somebody else's ship and threaten them that unless you get paid, you're going to kick them off the ship into space.
I'm taking his word for it. Because that's what you're demanding.
That's a bit like
This better be worth it.
Exactly, piracy.
No, it's
I believe
not.
they said that's 3 months underground.
It's not piracy.
That is exactly piracy.
No, we are not holding him hostage. We were negotiating for the emission, a contract.
Unless you pay me, I'm going to kick you off your ship is piracy. 100%.
I didn't say I was going to kick him off the ship. I said I was going to kick him into space. Ship has nothing to do with it. I'll do it from the docks. I hear they use catapults.
God.
I've got an idea. You can stay here and pout, and we can go and rescue him.
Excellent. Excellent. And I turn and I walk off the ship with Mortimer.
I hate to tell you this, but I already was leaving.
Well, yeah, true, but none of them's got a higher rank than the others. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So basically, if you head away out a bit round the docks, and then you're going to have to. Then you're going to obviously have to sort of clamber down below the gravity well. But it's basically based on the directions you were given. It doesn't take you long to find one of the many grotto caverns cut into the rock of brown near the docks just below the gravity plane. A spit of rock shields the entrance from view and keeps ordinary sailors from noticing it if they go or intruding upon it. Fel describes the entrance in detail and you have no trouble finding it. I have to say, actually, when I did the light, after I finished popping this map in and putting the lighting on it, I think it might be one of the prettiest maps. Lighting, I didn't draw it, but from a lighting perspective, it might be one of the prettiest maps I've managed to do so far because the lighting looks amazing. This is pretty, I think, when you get to see it later on. Anyway, I might do it in play as well. Okay, So let's put the party on the map. Except that they will. There we go. Party on the map. That's Sargon will put you there. We'll put more there. Riding Mortimer. We'll put TK there. Sargon will be put there. And we'll put Trist in between the 3D there. And I will share the record, and then I will sync the client view. So there you go. You've basically you've got the entrance behind you, and up ahead appears to be a set of doors. So all taverns and rooms afford natural caverns. Ceilings are 15 feet high unless specified otherwise. Doors are cooked from wood. Light in the area is dimly lit by arcane globes suspended from ceilings. Many are in disrepair and flicker intermittently. You can, even from here, hear the sound of rushing water. Okay, the set of doors ahead of you, the double doors, is a curving tunnel of dark stone leading to the door. So basically, you reach the door.
Can we have a quick peek underneath the door?
No. Hang on, that's a very good point.
Or about this way, is it airtight?
That's a good point. Yes. In fact, actually, I take it back. Yes, the doors are poorly fitted and do not fit tightly to the thing. In fact, probably being a plasmoid gang, they probably don't worry about the doors. They probably just slip underneath them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So,
as you approach the door, a peephole pulls back, and from the other side, you see a plasmoid. He goes, "Password."
Bother.
Ironically, you could have found out the password earlier, but alas, you didn't. So
Plasmoids
okay.
rule.
Okay. Yeah,
African or European?
Basically, goes, that is not the password. You return about your business, and with that, you hear the sound of what sounds like a reinforcement bar being put across the other side of the door.
Glix, I think this is your doorway to get us through.
But we don't know the password. We could just go under it. Well, I could go under it. Take the bolt off the other side.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The trouble is,
the door has no handles on the outside. It can only be opened from the inside. Password, sure. Well, I appreciate the sentiment. Unfortunately, no, that's not the password. I like it. Unfortunately, Lub's not that clever. Are you going under the door?
Yes, I'll go. I'll have to get new door, won't I?
Okay. Can I have a stealth check, please? See how stealthily you achieve going under the door. It will be opposed, for the record.
That's not going to. This is not going to end well, is it?
Are you happy with a failure?
It's only a 4. We don't do sneaksies.
5. Are you happy with 5?
Oh, I almost got a 6 there.
You'd almost got a 6.
Happy with a 5.
Fortunately, that nearly worked, but lads, I just dropped it on the wrong side of the "you're lucky so and so." Okay, you get through the door and onto the you squeeze through the door and onto the other side without the guard failing to notice you. You do.
Well, I can't. If I can't take the top, I can't open the door without him kicking off. Can I?
No.
Can I attack him? Let's get a drop on him.
You have got the drop on him because he completely failed to notice you squidge under the door. So if you want to get the drop on him, you most certainly can.
Yes, okay. We'll have a little sip of that werewolf saliva.
Okay.
And then we will attack him with the drop. So it's +4 to hit, isn't it?
Yep. If you got the drop, it's +4 to hit, +4 damage.
Right.
You hit.
Should have done that wrong, but never mind.
Okay. I bet you. I wonder if I did actually set them up with the right thing back in the day. Let's find out. Yes, I did. Aha! Splat. You incapacitate Blurb, allowing you to unlock the doors.
Okay, I open the door, and when you open the door, I have my hands have turned into claws, and I now have fangs.
You've been kissing dogs again, huh?
Yeah, it's an idea. It's an idea I had. It's a fantastic new discovery.
Okay. So you come through to the other side of the corridor.
I will listen at the door. Try to see if there's any spots to look through and such.
Okay, well, I'm afraid all you hear is the sound of running water on the other side of that door.
Is it locked?
No, you should be able to open it if you should be able to open it yourself. You can see running water, and on the far side, a table and some chairs. This chamber is comfortably outfitted with fine furniture. A sturdy oval table with brass finishes forms the centerpiece, surrounded by a well-upholstered burgundy armchairs. At the head of the room is an even larger chair embroidered with gold thread, its cushion broad enough to seat a creature with a 6-foot wide behind.
That's a big fellow.
Carelessly slung across one of the chairs is a rich, fur-lined purple cloak emblazoned with a golden trident.
I look at this chair. Does it seem familiar, similar to, say, Bulge from the Laughing Beholder?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Good idea, though. I like that.
So what's the should we what can we hear anything behind the door?
Which door?
This door.
Behind that door? That's a good question. What can you hear behind that door? That door, you don't hear anything behind that door.
Not a dead end like I thought I was thinking.
Is everybody coming? I wouldn't just
Well, I was kind of watching the rear. I was kind of waiting for everybody else to.
Well, I was waiting, and then he just opened the door. But he's a bit gung the ho.
I closed the door. Which way did it open? Into the room, right?
Probably into that. Probably opens into that room. If I'm honest. I don't get descriptions about which way doors open in this dungeon.
I go over to that really big chair. How heavy is it?
It's probably quite heavy, given that it's a big, heavy armchair, well made to fit a 6 foot wide backside.
I think he's going to ask us, can we jam the door or shoot against the door and then go down the other passageway?
You certainly can do that. Yeah, certainly. I would just require. I'll say it's an athletics check to pick up the chair.
Well, I was looking to see who else is. I think the Click might be the next best guy to help me outside of maybe Clicks of the Club.
Could be. He's.
I want to try because I don't want to drag it across the room so that everyone can hear it. I'd like to move it quietly.
You might have to go and get him. Click's still guarding the entranceway, by the look of things.
I'll go over and it's like, Clicks Club, let me move this chair so we can protect keep from getting flanked.
I don't know if we've lost his mic or he's gone AFK. I'll assume that he won't object, and I'll move the two of you move the chair, which unfortunately is.
Sorry, I don't know why that didn't move.
That's okay.
So
there you go. Look, there you are. You've moved the chair.
Okay. Good enough.
There's 2 chairs now. Woohoo!
All right. It's like, all right, this way should be reasonably safe from being attacked from behind. Keep an eye on it, I guess, but
I've unlocked tokens just to make it easier, but I will lock them in an instant if someone gets somewhere where they trigger anything nasty.
I am going to try and stay towards the front since I am.
Are you really walking down that watery passage into that next room, Glixaglib? Okay.
Looks like it to me.
Looks like it to you.
How big is it? I didn't think of that. I mean, he can move spaces that I can't anyway. That's why I didn't think to even bother to ask how much space there was.
Back. Okay, peeking through the door,
Well,
Cernum.
yeah. So there's that. I mean, I don't think that's a narrow crack anybody else can get through, but that goes through to an office, and it's got a halfling sitting there.
I'm going to say you can fit through it, but everyone else will find it tight. But
I can smell animals through there as well. So he's got caged animals.
It was a female halfling.
Does he have a lycanthrope?
Okay. From Cernan and Sargon's point of view, those doors ahead of you are broken, leaving a gap in the warped wood large enough for any medium or smaller size creature to come through. So size 0 or size 1 or smaller. Actually, no. Sorry. Size 0 or smaller. So anyone size 1 or Mortimer will have to move the doors to get through. However, but it will require a stealth check if you want to get through the crack in the doors without moving the doors.
Triss can get through because she's a -1.
Get through silently with a successful stealth check. Mortimer and anyone size 1 or bigger certainly won't be able to. A cavernous ceiling arches high above you, pockmarked with algae-covered stalactites and swirling with schools of space guppies and 3 solitary docile grey cyclopean sharks. A deep blue lagoon in the centre of the broad room reflects arcane light in lazy ripples. The rest of the cave is dotted with multicoloured puddles, but seem passable if you exercise care.
So the halfling, there's a halfling, and it's sitting in a chair to the right hand side, down that side passage. I wonder if he's got dogs that are pets or something.
Gee, it was a female halfling the last time.
Well, I don't know. all you kind of normal people all look the same to me, don't they?
Your lumps are in different places, but that's really not necessarily a way of defining it.
Glib, can you please make a notice check? If you've stepped into this room after making obviously making a stealth check to get through the doors. Anyone who's come through the doors needs to make a stealth check, by the way.
That's why Morty's waiting till last.
I know.
Let everybody else get through.
Okay. Glixi Glib will cause the doors to squeak loudly as he bumps into one of them. Unless he wants to re-roll his stealth check. Okie dokie. Glixi Glib doesn't cause the doors to squeak after all. Before you keep moving around the room, I think I should point out, Glixi Glib, you've realised that the coloured puddles on the floor are in fact sleeping plasmoids.
Oh, right. Okay. I just thought that was little mushrooms.
They're not mushrooms. There are 5 coloured puddles on the floor. Dotted around the room. Yes. I haven't put them on the map because obviously you're being very careful.
Yeah. I used to sleep in my footlocker.
They're founders.
When we were in the can, because I found that more comfortable.
However, after Worthington Pettigrew tried to put the 4 batches into one of the doors.
Yeah, stealth is not as bad.
They wake up.
Sorry.
No, I waited to the end for the same reason. I'm not particularly stealthy.
Okay, let's do it. Right, Plasmoid Warrior number 1. Oh, it would be the Plasmoid Warrior. The reason I said that is because it's unfortunate he's going first. Actually, you're nicely spread out, so you might be okay. From his point of view, Sargon's in cover. Okay, so he can't see Sargon because Sargon's in cover. I'm going to lock tokens so I can do movement. He moves to the edge of the pool, and then he's going to target Trunkfoot Worthington Pettigrew the 4th. And he is going to throw something. Oh, it's a very accurate throw. I might actually have... hang on a second. Edit. It's really pretty, and I've got artwork. So I want to show it off. Sheer fluke, I've got artwork. I just bought a different product that has the artwork. Spelljammer images, but if I can't find it, it's not worth worrying about. No, can't find it. But anyway, it's an interesting glow. It looks like looks like a glass marble with sparkly things in it as he throws it. Happy Sunday, Longshot. How are you? Okay. The marble lands exactly where he wanted it to land, which would then be as it lands on the ground, it explodes on impact. Oh, that's good. Oh, just didn't get Trist. It's a shame, isn't it? I'll just drop the green gas cloud down and then resize it. That's basically explodes out in a ball of cloying green gas. Okay, that means Cernan and Worthington Trunkfoot Pettigrew the 4th, and anyone else who wants to travel through the gas must make a vigor check.
Yeah, no worries. Can we see?
Oh yeah, it's just yeah, you can see. Cernan 6/5s just need a vigor check from Worthington, Pentacles. Okay, the gas is annoying, but you do find it hard to breathe for a few seconds, but then you recover without issue. Okay, who's up next? Trist's up next. The puddle you just stepped over starts forming up into the shape of a plasmoid. He hasn't actually. He's still forming as you're on your action. So of course you can move away from him without provoking an attack, because he isn't solid until he gets his action. It doesn't mean you can't attack him. He just can't react to you until he finishes forming himself.
Hang on 1 minute. I'm trying to decide here. I'm trying to move it over so I can get this 3, 1. And it's not letting me move it.
You have to grab the dot right in the very center in order to be able to move it.
And right in the center of the water, a little spinning top comes up.
If you scoot it down just a little bit, you'll get the one in front of Worthington as well.
Okay. Well, then I'll do that.
Here we go. Gotta havoc them all. Havoc a good time.
What's the? It's an additional -2 if something's flying, isn't it, against havoc? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cast your havoc.
So they're all immediately distracted. How do I know? Wait, I'm supposed to be able to do that.
That's okay. I can do it. That's not a problem. I just need to add 4 targets to your havoc. Distract them as well. There we go. And I just need to deal them in because they'll be very upset that you just basically smacked them in all over the place. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let's see now. So that's a strength check at -2, which I have a shortcut for, but I don't appear to. Okay, -2 on F8. Today. Shortcut's broken. No, there we are. F2. There we are. -8. Strength check at -2 for Plasmoid Warrior. He makes it. Okay. Strength check at -2 for Plasmoid Explorer. He fails. This Plasmoid Explorer number 1 is there. He will get. Have you rolled your 2d6?
No, I haven't. Hang on.
Hang on. First was in the middle, wasn't it? So he'd go that way away from you.
I'll smack walls hard.
He's going to smack a wall. He will smack a wall hard. He will take 4 points of damage, which won't do anything to him as he smacks into the wall. Okay, Plasmoid Explorer number 3 is over here. He gets to make a strength check. I just pressed the wrong dice there, but that's by the by. He gets to make a strength check. And fails. And hits that wall up there, taking 2d4 damage, which is now 5. Which is 7 points of damage to him, which will give me console error. Shaking him. Okay, Grey Skaven number 2 is very upset. He was happily flying around the ceiling and then someone hit him with a spherical attack. He makes it and he's going to fly down to attack because he's very upset. Okay, Grey Skaven number 3 also is at -4 on their strength check. He fails. He takes 2d4 damage as he's smacked into the ceiling, which is F5. He'll fly down to attack because he's very upset. And then that brings us to Grey Skaven number 8, who will also make a strength check. And fail, taking 2d4 damage as he's backed into the ceiling. And then he'll activate. And last but not least, we have the wrong button there, but anyway, we have Plasmoid Explorer number 5, who makes it.
Now, but this one hadn't engaged with me yet, so I'm going to run over here and duck behind Worthington.
Okie dokie. Okay, you need to make a vigor check as you run into the gas. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. Okay, all looking good. Please end your turn. Sargon, you're up, sir.
Okay. The warrior is the one that threw the gas thing.
The warrior is the one that threw the marble. Yes, the asphyxiant marble.
Okay. I will get up on him.
Okay.
And I will, as I'm moving, I will focus my energy and, excuse me, boost my fighting. And I'll shroud myself as well. So 8. And then I will attack him.
Go
Yep. Yes. All right. 2 attacks. Main hand.
Misses as he blocks it with his shield.
Offhand.
Which I need to take 2 off because, of course, he doesn't have a shield on that side. Still misses that.
Okay. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, Plasmoid Explorer number 1 is distracted. I think he as well. Oh, he's going to throw a javelin. He is just going to throw a javelin at you, Sargon.
Okay.
Missing. EK. You'd already made your vigor check, hadn't you? Way up there. Yeah, so you're okay. What do you wish?
Yeah, I made it earlier.
Yep. It's a hit. It's a wound.
That doesn't incapacitate him?
Sorry, I haven't applied it yet. Yes, it does. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. Sorry.
No worries. Actually, I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Okay.
Does he have any vigor penalties? What's going on with him?
I rolled vigor already.
Vulnerable? So you're vulnerable? Okay. I can fix you.
Yeah, no, I wild attacked because I pounced.
Oh, okay. I'll fix you. Just don't get
It's
hit.
okay. I mean, I should be all right for that, but we're good. I passed.
Yeah, no, he's got an ability, hasn't he, to remove vulnerable from players, I believe. I think that's what he's looking forward to.
I forgot about that. Yeah. It's like an aura, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of, basically. I have to wave my magic banner.
Breath. Oh, that's it. Yeah, plasmoids can hold their breath for an hour. I knew there was something. Okay, plasmoid explorer number 3 is over here. He is going to move across to here. He's going to come around to here and target Sargon.
Yeah, he's still shaking.
Yeah, no, he's targeting you. He's not actually attacking. He's just he's providing gang up bonus.
Not while shaking.
So
Oh, I know.
stabbing.
He's hoping to unshake later. Okay, Grace Skaver number 2. Let's see, the figure's interesting. That one will be interesting. Okay, Grace Skaver number 2 is just going to basically cite that they're just going to sort of carry on swimming, but on the outskirts of the yes, couldn't think of the word. Grace Skaver number 3 is going to do the same thing. They're just going to carry on swimming around the edge of the gas. Pixagleb.
Galaxy Gap. I think I will just go.
Getting very confused. There's templates all over the place.
templates all over the place. Yes. Yeah, I think I'll just barf over there. I'll barf into the water, and I'll barf over the other side as well.
Okay, you got to of those 4 targets, you can choose 2 of them or 2 of them. You can't hit all 4 of them.
Because they're underwater, right? Okay, they're too.
No, they're not underwater.
No, they're in the air. Actually,
they're in the air. They're 18 feet above you at the moment.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, let's not. Let's take out the guy that's throwing gas grenades just in the off chance he goes up. He comes out at the top of the initiative order.
Let's try that again. Targeting him. There you go.
So, just a good old regular.
That's a hit. On the explorer, but not the warrior.
On the explorer, but not the warrior.
Hang on, do shields? Yeah, because shields do provide cover bonuses to area effects, don't they?
They provide cover in general. They don't usually provide armor. Toughness.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is, he uses the shield to block the acid belch, but the explorer obviously gets hit by it.
Oh well, oh bother.
takes a wound. So anyway, your acid belch dissolves your acid belch it dissolves the plasmoid explorer and just burns some stains onto the shield of the plasmoid warrior. Worthington Pettigrew Trundlefoot the Fourth.
Okay. First off, I am going to grant everybody, let's see. Battle Herald is a leader uses a keen that once per encounter as a limited free action. She may provide all allies within her command range, which is 5 feet. Is that right?
5 inches.
5 inches. That's your command range.
Yep. So everybody who's in there gets +2 to their toughness.
Hang on a second. So let's do it properly. Oh, because you move, doesn't it? So it's going to get interesting. Okay, yeah, we'll work it out. Yeah, auras would be nice. Whoever coded auras needs to work out how to make it work in Savage Pathfinder.
That lasts until the battle's over.
Oh, is it only who's within it when you declare
it? Yes.
Okay.
Once per encounter, as a limited free action, she may provide allies within her command range one of the following abilities for 5 rounds. Okay, that's right. Yep.
Okay, so before we do anything else, so hang on, that's not Battle Herald. What's the ability?
If I move,
what's the edge that gives you that ability?
Battle Herald is what it is.
Oh, I see. You get to choose one. I see. Okay, so we're under powers. We go inspiring.
So hang on a sec before we assign it. I'm probably going to move around to the other side of this guy.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm just working it out.
Yeah, and that way, hopefully, I can get more people in there.
Back info. Oh, it's create power. That's what you have to do. You have to for some reason you have to click recreate power, because then it creates it as a power. Then I can create then I can create one called inspiring command.
Toughness, yeah.
Toughness +2 that lasts 5 turns. Then we can call that there. In the brackets. Oh yeah, the inspiring command, and then obviously you can put the other ones. We've got the toughness +2. Ignore.
Reveille gives 1 point of fatigue, or ignore 1 point of fatigue or wound penalty.
So that's at ignore wound, isn't it? I think.
And then at ignore fatigue.
Yeah, but they're one or t'other, aren't they? They're not. It's one or other. It's not both. So.
Yeah, that's one of those. You'll just have to tweak it whenever you apply it.
Well, no, we could create. I could create any number of effects under the inspiring command, can't I? It's just you know what I mean.
Sub effects, yeah. I know. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you just put them all in as separate effects, don't you? Is what I'm thinking. So that should be 5 turns. Inspiring command with space, and that would be plus fighting +2. Right, so there you go. There's your inspiring command power. So now you move to there, and then anyone under 5 inches is there. So that means what you would then do is you would target Trist, TK, Cernan, and Glixagleb. You see?
Yeah. Can I get Sargon in there?
No. You can move a bit more to get him in. I'll be nice. Yes.
Okay.
And then obviously all you would do is open up your inspiring command, and now you pick one of the 4 powers we've just put in, which one you want to apply to everyone. Oh, hang on. I've just noticed toughness plus. Oh, there we go. It's the bottom one. I'm quite happy to do it, but obviously if you know what you're doing, it makes life easy for you in the future.
Let me try and work it out. I thought I was under power, so I clicked inventory instead.
Yeah.
Inspiring command. I'm going to click apply.
Work. Why did that work?
Let me go down to under here, and let me try toughness +2.
Yeah.
Why'd I get a fatigued all of a sudden?
I don't know. If I hit the button, it works.
No, that was probably me. Gave them fatigue by accident.
There we go.
Yeah. I had to press the button, but we'll worry about why. Yeah, it worked for you, and I worked for. That's okay. It worked. That's all that matters. Is that gets the inspiring command going. Why is feral strength on, and why is he fatigued? Does it apply to yourself? Is it only other people?
No, it applies. It can apply to myself too. Yeah.
Fine.
No, wait a sec. It says. Let me be clear, because Savage Worlds is different than. Once per counter, as a limited free action, she may provide allies within her command range. So that's not me, right?
That's not you, but yeah, you inspire everyone around you, so they've got your inspiring command as your limited free action.
All right. So that's Battle Herald. Let me untarget everybody.
I just had for you, don't worry.
Okay. Then I wave my banner as a limited action.
Okay.
And anybody within my command range. No, anybody within 10 inches.
Which is everybody.
Removing distracted and vulnerable conditions from all allies in range.
Okay, so basically TK is no longer vulnerable.
Right.
I don't think anyone else is distracted. That's one action. Yeah, free action and an action. Yep.
All right, and then I'm going to attack.
To make all the, I'm going to have to make powers, aren't I, for the Cavalier?
I was just thinking that myself. I need to give you a module for the Alchemist as well.
Yeah, because obviously the Advanced Player's Guide's not finished, but this is why I'm glad we're playtesting stuff like that, because yes, we'll need to create powers for the Cavalier, won't we? Or for the edges, so Battle Herald Edge will need to have a Battle Herald power that you can add to your character sheet, even though without an arcane background, just so you can do stuff like this.
So my mutagen, I get +2 strength, but all the other 3 other skills go down.
Yeah,
when I rolled them. You know?
Okie dokie. Are you doing any multi actions, or is that it?
I clicked one action, so I'm going to attack this guy here.
Sure. Well, he's striding forwards, shouting out inspiring battle cries, and then turns and attacks a plasmoid next to him. Missing. The speech was good. You want to Benny it, of course.
I do. Since Trish came over there for my protection, and then there we go.
That's slightly more impressive roll, I think. I think 23 hits.
Right.
Two wounds. Okay, yeah, he's going down. I think with a hit, I think with a hit, with an attack roll of that much, I think what actually happens is Trist gets blue splatters all over her.
I'm sorry, Trist.
That's all right. It's better than having him be run through with a sword or something.
All right. Okay. And Mortimer's going to hang where he is. He does not like the green cloud.
No problem at all. Okay, Grey Skaven number 1. He is going to... He's going to fly down. Oh, he's going to fly down and bite Sargon in the backside. From behind, not the backside. But miss. Obviously, still distracted and slightly dizzy from the havoc, he misses Sargon's deft dodge. Which brings us to Cernan.
Okay, well, what Cernan was going to do has been changed because everybody's moved. So let's see if I can do it this way instead. I think that will get those 4 but miss Sargon. Oh, except number 2 is still way up in the air, isn't it?
No, look. I'm just measuring it. It's 3 inches. They're 3 inches up, so you hit them all because you're using a spherical attack.
Ah,
Aren't
okay,
you?
that'll work. Yep. Yep. Okay. I am going to. Let's step out to here first. Step out to here so that I'm not choking on anything.
Okay.
And then I will activate a damage field in that area with extra damage, and I need to do area of effect and mobile to get it up there. How much time has passed since our previous fight? Have I regained any power points?
Sargon argued for quite some time, so yes, you had an hour.
Okay. I need
It was a great bit of role playing. I'm
4.
not going to penalise you for some really good role playing.
7, 8, 9, 10. So I will have to spend 10 points total.
You can do a damage field not centered on yourself. That's impressive.
And everybody there will get damage.
Oh, you say
Yeah,
mobile lets you detach the damage field.
Yes.
Oh, actually, it does actually form around you, but then you move it. But that's okay because someone has to end their turn in the damage field to take damage, don't they? That's okay.
Okay, yep. I will drop it right there, and that will be my action.
I can use.
Do I get to affect them on the first round that it's there, or?
It's at the end of their turn, don't forget.
Nice symbol.
Damage field effects on the end of their turn.
That looks awesome, man. Where'd you get the text from?
FG spell templates. Apparently, it's magic circle 10-foot radius. .png.
Okay. I got those. I picked them up. Good. I'm glad. Awesome.
I just thought, why not? Leave it there. It'll look really cool. Cernan's cast damage field. We need to move the token back to him because he's cast damage field. And it lasts 5 turns. So damage field. Let's check I am right. At the end of the affected character's turn, all adjacent beings, including allies, automatically take damage. So it's at the end of the person who's near it. So you set it out there and it's sort of pulsing away and generating nastiness. But if they move away from it, they don't take the damage.
So, quick question.
Okay.
Do we have to roll another vigor roll if we stay inside the cloud?
Yes, at the start of your turn.
At the start of my turn? Okay.
I need to keep trying. I forgot to put an effect on for when it disappears, but I can keep count by combat tracker. Plasmoid Explorer number 2 is over here. He is going to move to here and basically, with his pseudopods, punch Cernan.
Oh, they have reach? Because they're all stretched.
Yeah, I mean, he's just within range, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The edge there. Well, if I get him to move him to there, where is it? If I move him to there, it's in range. I go on the shading round them, which isn't strictly right. Oh dear. That was quite a big punch they hit you with there, I'm afraid. I think that goes into cartoon mode. The pseudopod just basically changes the end of his arm into an anvil and punches Cern on the side of the head. Boom. Zernan's taken 2 wounds out of that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think Cernan's going to end up taking 2.
Yeah, I'm afraid. So, okay, new round. The smoke, oh dear, the bad guy's got jokers.
Oh,
Great
they did it.
Grace gave a number 2. Bites. Sargon. Hitting. Doing.
Number 2 or number 1?
Number 1. Sorry, the one with the joker bonus. Shaking. Shaking himself. Why did he target himself? I give up. Do you know, there are days where I just wonder. I did wonder why I wasn't getting a console error there. Okay, ignore that. Cernan is unafflicted. Worthington, Toddlefoot, Pettigrew the 4th. I need a figure check from you from the gas, please.
Right.
If Grey Scavenger needs to move, does he not? Is he inside effect?
He doesn't have to.
Grey Scavenger doesn't move because he's engaged in melee. Therefore, now you get to damage him, Cernan.
Yeah, that's the point.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, kind of what I expected.
Strugglefoot's just.
I got to get some good rolls to do anything to him.
Actually, looking at that, Strugglefoot's very close to the edge of that graphical effect, but he's okay. He moves to there. For the record, the scavers haven't flown down yet, but
I'm huffing and puffing as I go.
Yeah.
He's not used to walking. He's used to riding. All right, and then since I'm going early in the round, the guy who threw the plasmoid warrior,
Yep.
issue a challenge to him.
Okay.
So that should probably be a power 2.
Probably should be, shouldn't. Well, actually, yes, it should, because then it has no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't have a duration, does it? It's until the end of the encounter.
No, that one's till the end of the round.
So yes, it should be. It's the end of the round's an interesting one because is it to the end of the round or to the start of your next round? Do you know what I mean? There's a subtle difference in that.
It says until the end of the round, unfortunately. So.
Okie dokie. In that case,
we were running into that with what was it? Confusion, Michael, last Thursday.
What?
Where the effect was coming off at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's all down to, well, end of the round effects are something that aren't fair. I mean, up until lately, effects or powers and stuff effects would apply until the duration. And obviously, if you cast it, it's on the caster's duration. However, there is an option you can turn that off. But in this case, it's
we're having problems with like testing somebody and being distracted until the end of their next turn, and it not going off on the end of their next turn.
Oh, that's interesting.
From the confusion cast.
Now, even tests I think weren't working quite correct.
We'll see what happens. Okay, I'll just put the challenge makes him attack +2 from all attacks, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it just do at +2 fighting. Or at +2 melee.
Is it fighting or is it all attacks? There's a subtle difference.
+2 bonus on fighting rolls against
on
the target.
Fighting. So it's at fighting +2.
Okay.
Each reference. And the easiest thing I don't think that one needs to be in effect because it's one that the GM just has to remember to turn off at the end of the turn, unfortunately. I'll find out if there's a way to do it. I haven't worked it out yet. Okay, so you challenge him.
Yep.
That's an action.
Focus fire on that plasmoid.
That's an action challenge, isn't it?
Yep, it sure is. A limited action, yes. And then I'm going to attack Captain Plasmo here.
Limited action means you can't repeat it in the same turn, that's all.
Yeah, you don't get to challenge half the map.
Be nice.
Oh, pardon me. Go then, attack Plasmoid Explorer. Ugh.
Again, swing him a sword. It's supposed to be accurate. Is it getting the +1? Yep.
Yep, you hit. Roll for damage. It's a wound. That's the end of the Plasmoid Explorer. Down he goes. That just leads us to Morty's staying outside, I assume. So I shall just keep up on.
He's a little bit shy of the sneaky stuff. He has a sensitive nose, our Morty.
Hey, having dealt what he thought would be a very decisive blow to the Bone Oracle, this guy moves up to join the gang up attack on Sarnan, and hits him with his pseudopod, missing.
First strike.
Go on then, get your first strike. Thank you. I forgot. Go and get your first strike and then have your action.
Am I targeting anyone? No. Okay.
That's a hit.
Get an advance.
That's a wound. Plasmoid Explorer doesn't even live long enough to hit you. He just impels himself upon your fist.
Okay. My turn.
Yeah, now officially your turn, yes.
I'll go after the Plasmoid Warrior again.
Okay.
Anything good? Anything good?
But you're getting a +2 to hit him because he's been challenged by the Cavalier, by Trundlefoot. You've also boosted your fighting, and also you're feeling inspired, so your feeling's tougher. So you're not doing too bad. You can smite your fists, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I will give myself a little bit more of an edge. And damage. Ba-dump. And then we will do stabby. I got him targeted.
Oh, that 12 that 12 was just sliding, wasn't it? But you hit him anyway. Shaking him.
And again, almost.
Okay. I've lost him. I'll apply the shake before you. Do you want to re-roll your miss?
Nope. He still gets used. I don't. Yeah. He still gets his shield, right? You said something about that last time. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Okay.
Oh, good point. Good point. I apologize. I'm trying to be good about. I'm trying to do shields properly. You did a fighting with a 7. The shield gives it +6 equals a 9. But I think well, let me drag it in again. Let's have work it out. Plasmoid Warrior. If I take 2 off his defense, actually, you do hit. Roll for damage. I apologize.
Cool. Okay.
Because technically, by the rules, a shield can only block one. Can block one-sided because you're attacking from both sides, aren't you, as it were?
I will Benny that damage.
Go for it. Benny away. That's a wound upon him.
Technically, that wouldn't apply because he's got his own action card. That's how convoluted it is.
I know. Okie dokie. I assume you put selective on the damage field, Cerner.
I am unable to put selective on the damage field.
Am I in danger of the
Which is
Yes.
why I specifically put it so that it did not touch Sargon.
I
Yeah, she
apologise.
does.
The artwork's obviously a bit bigger than I put the effect. You're okay, Sargon. Just stay put.
I'll shift a little way just to be on
Just
the
in
safe
case.
side. Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Trist.
Yeah, you don't want the flying bone shards to give you a shave.
Triss failed her vigor roll.
Trist failed a vigor roll. Okay, Trist is stunned. Falls to the floor. And basically is stunned and falls to the floor. I believe that's what happened. That's not the turn. So check is yeah. Basically, Trist is retching and reeling upon the floor.
Oh,
Pixaglab.
Galaxy Glab. Let's throw goo at CERN.
Boy, Dad, you have a very useful ability, Mr. Plasboid. When it comes to gas attack. That's fine.
So that is what you distracted me there. So anyway, that's a raise. So he heals 2 wounds.
Oh, you put the healing glues. Yeah, you confused me.
Target
'Cause-
CERN and splat him with goo. And
Okay,
he heals 2 wounds. And then what we'll do is I will go to there. So I can reach one of the flying creatures next turn.
He can hold his breath for an hour. He could have walked in, picked you up, and carried you out, Tris, while you're being sick. But anyway,
I thought I'd do medic first.
and
then
to
go
be
back
honest,
rest.
actually, it does say creatures that don't need to breathe are immune. So actually, you can potentially hold your breath in hindsight. We'll know that in future. I think gas attack should just ability to eat dice if you can breathe them. So I'm going to be mean and change it so it's unpleasant. Skaven number 2 is over here. It's going to come down. It's going to literally come down from the ceiling, moving. It's not clever enough to realise the damage field will hurt it, so it's just going to move down from the ceiling. Once it takes damage, it will know. But anyway, it's going to move down from the ceiling and bite the Cavalier.
No, he's not. How did he hit?
He hit you, but obviously your tough hide and armor protects you from any damage. He then takes that. He then suddenly gets to roll damage field. As the damage field kicks in.
Which really doesn't do anything.
Scaver number 3 is going to come over to here and also have a bite out of the biggest, meatiest looking individual on the map.
I'm the tastiest motherfucker around.
That is... Oh, it looks like he got a good chunk out of you.
Oh, no.
Fortunately, he literally gets its jaws round your torso and bites down as hard as it can. And obviously the effect of thinking you're about to be bitten in two, but only saved by your armor, is enough to sort of leave you a little on the distracted and shaken side.
You're allowed to speak from the south.
No,
Stay back. Stay back, Morty.
Not enough to get through its tough hide. I'm afraid that damage field.
Yeah, I need to get at least a 9 to shake them. Yeah.
Actually, all you need is an 8. Actually, oh yeah, 9 because of armor. Good point. TK, you're up. I need a vigor check from you. Pernicious
All right.
gas. So you're okay?
Okay.
Okay. Wild attack applied to you. Ooh, he's moving into you're moving into a damage field, by the way, there.
Yep.
Okay. That's a hit. All that damage. You shake the grey scaver. Do you want to bend it? You wound the grey scaver. You killed the grey scaver, in fact. Do you have any movement left?
I do. I should have 4. Now, where is the damage field? Is it the red circle or?
Yeah, it's pretty much the red
Pretty
circle.
much, yeah.
Yeah. Ignore the blue around the edge. It's the red circle.
There we go. Once we got rid of the. Oh, I must be.
There you go. I moved. It's me. I have a terrible inability to click the ticks sometimes. No problem. Okay.
No, okay, no problem. And I wasn't. The arrow wasn't letting me click my own guy. So sorry
Fine.
for the delay.
No problem at all.
And I should sit here and wait so that Himiny forces you to give me a penny for ending my turn, but I won't.
Ridiculous. But I think some of you are quite low on bennies, so let's give you some anyway. Plasmoid Warrior is shaken and remains shaken, so I'm going to spend one of my copious GM bennies to unshake. He's used his pistol. He is going to spear Sargon and miss. He's then going to back off.
For attack?
No, because he hasn't left the reach of his weapon because he uses his spear to back off from you.
No, me. Because he moved away from me.
Yes, but he hasn't moved further than the reach of his weapon, therefore he hasn't disengaged you, and therefore you don't get a free attack on him. Very useful tip that. If you want to move around in combat, get a spear, or even better, a pike.
Yeah, plasmoid. You're adjacent to me at the minute. To my plasmoid.
He can still attack you, so you still defend. Therefore, you don't get a free attack because as you get he blocks your free attack as he moves away because he's not left his reach. It's not just your reach; it's his reach.
Or his reach is his weapon +1.
Yes.
Because he's
Cernan recovers from being shaken. Over to you, Cernan.
Okay. I want to move my damage field up north a little bit. I don't think I've got hold of that. Basically, I want to keep the sharky things and put the plasmoid back into it.
You can move it up to how far?
I think it's
fine. It's fine. I'm just measuring them total distance. It is from thingy, so you just want to move it up like so.
I can move it up to my smart die each round, so 8 inches.
8 inches. I don't know
yeah, just a little bit more to make sure I get the plasmoid in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You move the damage field.
And then I will step across the river here.
Okay.
And I am going to multi-action. My first action will have no penalty because of my calculating, and I'm going to attempt to stun the Plasmoid Warrior.
Okay.
So no raise, but he does get a vigor check.
Plasmoid Warrior gets a vigor check. He fails.
Stunned.
He is stunned. to the floor. Right. He's stunned, distracted, and prone. Okay.
And
Sargon's
then
standing
I'll
over
throw a
there.
little bone over here at number 3, not number 2.
That's a miss.
Yep, that's a miss. Okay,
So did
all done.
Sheridan recover from being shaken?
Did who
I'm
what?
back, by the way. Did you recover from being shaken?
Yes.
You did.
Yes,
I
he did.
did,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if he didn't, he gets a +1 to his rolls.
A new round with Worthington, Trundlefoot, Pettigrew, Trundlefoot the fourth going first.
Excellent. All right, the guy who almost did me in.
Yep.
Actually, since I'm going first, I'm gonna. Everybody backed off the Plasmoid Warrior, did they?
Yeah, I knocked him down. He's stunned.
Obviously, his challenge. The challenge ended because it was the end of the turn. So the challenge is, unless you're going to challenge him again.
Well, I might, but if he's stunned and on the ground, it's not very honorable to challenge him, is it? So I just won't do a challenge. Let's see. I'll probably just attack the guy who almost bit me in two.
Grace gave a 3.
Yeah. Is Chick-Click vulnerable? He is. I will wave my banner then.
I am.
Yep.
You wave your banner, making Click non-vulnerable. Skaver number 3 is targeted. Over me a console error. I am so having to. It's a shame actually, especially as one of the magic items you potentially get at the end of this adventure. The Portals extension would meant we could have so much fun with it. But oh well, just have to do it manually.
By the way, everybody gets, if they're within 10 feet of me, gets a plus. Now that is an aura. Gets a free reroll on fear checks.
I don't think anything's causing fear today, but
Right.
useful to
And
know.
gets a free reroll on their running die. This is
Nice.
always fun. Don't have to spend a penny. That's the kind of cavalier I am.
Hang on, I forgot. I pressed a button there by mistake. You haven't had your attack yet. Please make your attack. Sorry.
Yep. Did I click action? I need to click action. All right.
Right, yeah, you did remove someone's vulnerable status. Spinach does fight. Yes.
Hang on.
Scavers will bugger off because you're beating him, but at the end of this round, unless you kill him.
Here we go.
Hit. Roll for damage.
Feature as me.
Oh,
Inventory.
That's
Hang on.
unfortunate.
hang on.
That looks more impressive. 4 wounds. Ouch. Well, I think you literally you obviously just cut the head off that one. Literally just.
Bite me, will you?
Okie dokie. Poor Mortimer still can't get into the room with the gas still going, which means it's TK's up. There's 1 Grey Skaver and 1 Plasmoid Warrior left, who's prone and on the floor. So you've got
Right,
an interesting,
for
you've got
some
an
reason-
interesting navigation here where you can either go through the gas or through the damage field.
And yeah, but
You
the
can go
damage
through
field's
it, you
fine
just
be-
don't end in it.
Yes.
Right.
Or you just go up there and smack him instead. Yeah, why not? Okay, that's a hit with a raise. Potentially, yes. I mean, you can still have it on your inventory because you still own it. You just don't have access to it.
I don't know what I'm.
Oh, I'm talking to someone whispering. Okay, the plasma warrior is defeated.
Yay!
Come on,
This
splat.
stinky go away.
Okie dokie. That brings
And I tried
us.
to bait you. I tried to bait you into that twice, and it didn't work. The end turn.
No problem. Worthington Trogfoot, the Grey Scaver. The Grey Scaver fails to attack Worthington Pettigrew, and Trist remains stunned on the floor, I'm afraid to say. Sargon.
Everything's dead, isn't it?
Apart from the Scaver, yes.
Oh, Scaver too.
Yeah.
Forgot to roll my damage on him.
Yes, you did, and I forgot all about it. Thank you.
I'll
Get
wing some
raised,
things at him.
basically, don't you?
A
raise
ranged
and
attack.
it's on the
Nice.
other.
A ranged attack into the Grey Scaver results in its death instantly.
Okay.
No. Well done.
So ultimately, after a few more seconds, the gas will dissipate. the damage field will dissipate, and everything goes
I'm
back
just going to even before the gas dissipates, I'm going to run in and try pull Trist out.
No problem at all. So okay, so the inspiring command will end. The vulnerable and inspiring command will end. Trist is basically looking very, very unhappy, having spent the last 2 rounds of combat being very
She waits once gas dissipates. She's just sort of over here on the floor sucking fresh air.
indeed. But the fight seems the fight was over in less than 20 seconds, believe it or not. But and no one seems to have reacted to it yet. Ooh.
Well,
You can see a door there and a door there.
Well, that door that other door get blocked by the chair, so presumably that halfling's still here.
What halfling?
There was that halfling sitting at a table that way. He was in a room and you had I couldn't see properly, but he had caged animals in the room
He
with him.
squeezed through that tunnel.
Oh, okay. I will head up to
There's
that
a
door,
female halfling.
listen, try to peek through.
Okay. Notice check, even with the sound of running water. As you get close to the door, you can hear, well, basically as you get to the door, through the gaps of the door, you are hit with the fragrance of sizzling onions and potatoes. And as you listen to the door, you can hear the sound of onions being, somebody's frying behind in that room beyond that door. Having a fry up.
All right, I'll motion that there's noise at my door.
There's a warehouse there we need to find out about.
Let somebody else check the other door.
The other door is a storage room. It contains more than a dozen crates of supplies. Judging by what they're labelled, it's basic weaponry, shields, spears, pistols, and ammunition.
A weapons here.
Okay, Glicks and Gleb's going through that door there, is he? Okay. There there's a Dixie Gleb, there's a waterfall. There appears to be a massive plasmoid standing at the top of the waterfall, feeding bits of fish to two space eels, one magenta with a single eye, one turquoise with two tails. The water rushing through is very loud, you see. That's probably what held it. Strapped down to his with a circle eye, the circle around him. Strapped to his back is a crossbow. The tip is a loaded bolt glowing blue. Down below, two plasmoid warriors stand with their pseudopods wrapped around the arms of a burly gif, bound tight with a rope. Yeah, actually, I'll give you a description.
Yeah, he's definitely through on the other side of that.
Anyway, but as I say, in this room here, it seems to be it's a storage room. Yeah. Quite a lot of crates.
Yeah, I just told everybody it looks to be a storage room. It's got weapons in it. It's got weapons in it, and that's all I see for now.
Any useful weapons, or just?
Well, if you want to examine the crates, you can do so.
I'm not worried about that right now.
We've got other things to worry about right now.
Okay. Well, yes, but fine, no problem. Sure, scan a notice check, please.
So that's the room that Cathling's in, isn't it?
Goodness.
Yeah, these cracks in the wall are really horrible to climb through. They're all slimy, and that's indignation
Well, I
comes
think
from
I
our
passed my
plasmoids.
notice.
Do not just consume the slime.
But it's just a.
Oh, Trista says, "Oh, I want to check out these crates."
All right, let's check out the crates.
I will keep an eye at this door here.
Yeah, there's some seriously hardcore bad guys.
After opening all the crates, you find three glass marbles on chains, one set of chimes, 5 flintlock pistols, 3 heavy shields, 3 light shields, 3 medium shields, 30 shots with powder, and 10 spears. And
a partridge in a pear tree.
The marbles, the marbles, and the chime are what you realise is what you sensed earlier. As you look at them, they show the magical glow.
Oh, those marbles! I bet it's the same thing he threw at us that made me so sick.
I should just put the crates in the party sheet. The cult roll will allow you to identify the marble or the magical chimes. One or t'other. Which one do you want to... it's actually your fatigue. You wouldn't have your fatigue because that was more than an hour ago. So that's successful. You identify 3 asphyxiant marbles, exactly like the ones that were thrown, basic gas bombs.
Oh. And I'm still mad about that, so I'm going to pocket one of those.
Okay. There's also a set of magical chimes. The other thing that Worthington's probably eyeing up is the exceptionally well-made flintlock pistols.
I'm going to take one of those marbles, because if everybody's going to go through that door, right? Because I reckon you're going to a big massive fight on the other side of it. What I might do is, if they go through the door, I might go through the crack in the wall and then throw the marble into the room before they enter it.
Trista's really disappointed because she couldn't find any arrows in here. And she didn't identify what kind of magical chime that is, but she's going to pocket it for now.
Okay, no problem at all.
Just because she went after arrows and they didn't have any.
I say don't forget to take some shot.
I can't use shot. The only thing I was looking for.
I was talking to Petty. I was talking to Worthing. The GIF here took the.
Yeah, I don't have a cult skill for it.
He took all the gunpowder.
I don't. I can take it one at a time, or I can take it all. So
it's okay. I don't. No, it's not a problem. I know it's annoying. That not a problem. Don't get me wrong.
If somebody else wants to take a flintlock pistol,
Obviously,
I'll put it
being GIF, you know all of it. Yes, you might. That should be pointed. Actually, that should be a point I should point out at this point, having found some gunpowder. So, if you refer to the Astral Adventurer's Guide, under New Edges, there's a new edge has appeared, namely this one.
Where is it?
Shared it.
Uh-huh.
And also in the actual reference manual under Astral Adventuring, there is a new section I added in somewhere. Firearms and explosives. Now you're now you're off the, for some reason, no one's entirely sure why no one's entirely sure why, but gunpowder and explosive doesn't work on the world that the Spelljammer Academy was on. But now you're off that world. Gunpowder and explosives are available to you. However, no one other than the GIF, who make the stupidly large cannon, as a rule tend to worry as cannon as weapons. It's still blisters and all that, but handheld weaponry does exist. Yeah. So just pointing that one out. It's very
There's
weird.
another asphyxiant marble. Somebody ought to take that as well.
Well, I took one, but if you guys
Well,
don't
I
want it.
took one, but I was thinking about, because on the other side of this wall, there's a massive guy with a huge crossbow, and he's got guards. And I was going to actually think about throwing the marble into the room before you entered it.
He didn't mention the GIF, I notice.
He's got a load of gift guards as well.
No. 2 guards holding a captured GIF.
Yes, apparently they've got a prisoner in there as well.
But they're probably plasmoids, which means they don't need to breathe, just like you don't need to breathe.
Oh, that's a good
Did
point.
we identify the chimes yet?
No. Trist failed her arcane roll to identify the chimes.
I didn't make a second occult roll. I only.
Sorry, you said
did one.
you said you didn't identify them, so I got confused. I don't know about anyone else. I only know of one set of magical chimes, ironically, but anyway.
Of opening, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a chime of opening.
So if nobody else is going to take that last asphyxiant marble, Trista's going to pocket it, because we always need stuff.
Hey,
I wonder what that halfling was doing down there, though.
From memory, she is.
Are we ready to go on to the next thing?
It was. She was sitting. She was sitting. She's actually sitting at the desk. She's sort of sitting in between the 2 desks. The sharp scent of chemicals sting your nose. The room is heaped with glass beakers and a rubber tubing and piles of syringes, sheaves of scrawled notes, a stack of cages line one wall, empty but for one squealing powder blue piglet. In the centre of the chaos, a young halfling woman with triangular spectacles sits bent over a book of puzzles.
So that's what's in that room.
What was Crux's race?
He's a GIF.
So that gift that they are holding prisoner in there is probably the guy we came for.
Yep.
Yep. He's to the north, and then there's like an alchemist chamber to the east.
Who I think is locked in there for the moment and not.
Yeah, possibly, because you might have possibly jammed it behind the chair. But I don't want to go any further down the passageway than I've already gone, in case I get spotted.
All right, looks like we're ready to get to the next room.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
The
that's
door
engine
opens to a
room.
cosy kitchen, fragrant with sizzling onions and potatoes. A hunched plasmoid wearing a long floral platen skirt sits over a stovepot, whistling to herself as she stirs. Hearing your footsteps, she turns and ushers you in. Have a seat, I'll be ready in a minute.
I'll go in. That connects up, does it not?
The chairs and table askew. Gives a
Okay.
brief squeak of embarrassment, and then the kitchen.
She welcomes you. She welcomes you and he goes, well, look at all of you. You're wasting away. Sit down. Food's nearly ready. We'll get you fed, plumped up soon enough. I don't know. Young people today, they never eat.
I mean, Worthington looks down and says, well.
Just sit down and I'll serve you up some of my famous bowls of astral flotsam stew. It's a local seafood specialty passed down from my own nonna.
So where's the bathroom? Is it through here?
And I'm opening that door.
Just not.
You're opening which door?
That door.
I mean,
You're
she's
gonna
trying
open
to be
that door.
defensive, but just not aware of us.
It's beheaded, right? That's where Glixagleb told us to go. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's through that door. Through that door that's where the prisoner is.
Okie dokie.
I mean, is she trying to be deceptive, or just not aware, or just doesn't care?
She's a cook. She's here to feed people up. I mean, she. You don't know.
Either way, we're not going to attack her if she's good, and we're not going to attack her until she attacks first. So, I mean, the cook in a bunch of alchemists could be very sinister, right?
Okay, so Fiddlefoot's open that door there, so I need to do that and do that. And then do that. That will decide what you can see as soon as you open the door.
Oh, big error.
Be a notice check.
Who, me? I don't know.
Okay, the guard at the back there sees you open the door and he shouts, "Alarm!" At which point Nonna looks up in shock and basically starts hitting her metal spoon on a triangle-shaped, basically a large triangle-shaped, like gon/triangle on the other side, banging it. It reverberates around the whole cavern, alerting everyone. And I think that's a good place to leave it this week. Hope you enjoyed it.
What is that? As soon as we touched that door, she set it off. She started going.
No, what happened was Worthington Pettigrew opened the door. Unfortunately, the guard in the room he opened the door to noticed the door opening and shouted alarm. She heard him shout alarm and is ringing the gong to bring everyone to the kitchen as quick as possible.
Oh dear.
Yep.
I didn't get it, like counter her with a silence spell so that gong don't sound. I got silence cantrip.
I will let you do an athletics roll off against her to see if you can beat her. Yes.
Oh, great.
Well, might as well spend the bennies. You know what I mean? You can't keep them.
Spend the Benny, spend the Benny, spend the Benny right now. What's the one that allows you to share?
Oh no!
That ain't happening.
As she goes head first into the saucepans and makes even more noise.
Desperately, I'm going to have a trip backwards into the water because that's more fun for me because I'm evil like that.
Which one allows you to spend pennies on other people? Common
Yeah.
bond. Is that it?
Yes, common bond, yeah. But once someone's critically failed, it's all over anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't, and I've got the bennies. I just can't re-roll a crit fail.
Indeed not. Well, we shall leave it. We'll leave it there. I don't want to start another fight
Uncommon
this
bond
late in the
is
day.
fun too.
Indeed.
We're not doing our advancements.
There's no advancements. You got advancements.
There's no
I
advancements.
went last time.
This is a side quest. This is the side quest just at the start of a new chapter. You just had your advancements. You got to finish chapter 2 before you get your next advancements.
Right.
This is literally a side quest. It's like this is the side quest I came across. It's like rather than you, as the adventure is written is you go into the pub, you find the Commodore, you talk to him, he comes with you, and off you go. And it's like, well, that's no fun. Let's have a side quest. However, rescuing Commodore Crux will award all of you a point of conviction for the record.
Good.
You won't get an advancement, but you'll get a conviction if you rescued the Commodore. But as I say, we shall have to leave it there because time's caught us up. Half a dungeon, well, practically a big fight to go, but that's okay. We'll next week we'll finish it all. Next time we'll finish it off, and then you can rescue the Commodore and be all heroic and all that, and then hopefully get back on track and start saving the world, as it were.
Right. We're still
Yeah,
on
not all.
right?
Good night, one and all.
Good
Y'all
night.
have a good one.
Take care. Yeah, to be honest though, it's actually, I think in some ways this is
I don't
actually
think I can
better
take
than
common
the
bond.
rest of it. But we shall
I don't
leave it
have the
there.
spirit
Thank you,
for
one
it.
and all.
Do
We shall
not.
leave it. We shall leave it there, one and all. And I'll leave it there, one and all, and see you next time. If you enjoyed it. Bye.